when we went to Wednesday at 8 because that was better for where you are in the country. So
because everybody goes live on
Thursday,
on
at like 7 o'clock Eastern, as we found out. I'm like, what? Why did we choose this? Why are you choosing our slot? That happens. That happens too. It's strange how certain weekends in the year you'll suddenly find are triple booked because everybody decides to do something then.
I know.
We even saw an event.
I'm glad you remembered. Thank you.
Oh,
yay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here.
First up, ready to go. We even saw an event that somebody planned recently and realized he realized to his chagrin this is a Hana weekend, and several people who he invited could not do it, and he's like, I'm changing my time. So
yeah,
so we did.
There's so many things going on now, which is great that we can do them, right? That we can actually go.
Gonna call that one positive.
Everyone's it's busy. It's busy time.
But suddenly it's busy. Things happening. Well, what the heck?
Okay.
I started out this thing saying, and suddenly realized, isn't that entirely appropriate right now with the Olympics on? I think there's a lot of goal happening out there.
I know, right?
I cannot confess to having watched any of it. It's not a really big thing to my mind, but some of you are probably watching avidly, and there's a lot of fun stuff happening.
There are actually, what did I do? Oh, here we go. Hi, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
There are actually Olympic events I'm interested in, but yeah, I don't have time for that.
I'm going to call that time in the day.
Hi,
honestly.
Peter.
You know, we kind of, hey, Peter. We kind of get to a point in the day where we're just done, and then it's time for an hour reviewing.
Hi, Emily.
Out. So, hey. So nice to see you.
People are showing up. Yay. I'm
Filtering
so happy.
in, as they say. Which is, in fact, a...
I know,
let's keep that going on, shall we?
Let's see. There are people watching on YouTube, but no one's commented yet. So
yes, which is entirely possible.
It's totally fine.
As, again, I've noted that certain people actually really like to see this on that big screen, which is your smart TV. And it's big. It's a lot bigger. And part of this is because the detail is better for you. Just because, it's a question of eyesight, I mean, my eyes, geez, I got these things on, right? Take these off. What the hell? A big TV is a good idea. But you can't comment. People have said that, I can't.
Hi, Alicia. Good to see you.
And I think, well, that's a trade-off, but it's not really, as long as you have a phone, because then you can just log onto your phone onto one of these platforms and do all the commenting you want. So,
Julie says we need some VLK Olympic events. Oh, thank you, Ron.
Let's see.
Oh, the Laugh Olympics. I know, Olympic shaking.
Yeah. It's a little upper body strength action. How long can you shake before? Oh, I'm fatigued. I'm fatigued.
I'm trying to think of Olympic events.
I got a cramp.
Cocktail marathon. Because we always say it's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
No, sprint's marathon.
Yeah, so drink slowly. So you could have the cocktail marathon.
Cocktail-a-thon.
I always wanted to do a charity event that was like a portable bar parade.
Yeah.
So if you had a bar cart or
one of those little bars that looks like a little piece of a little suitcase with the handle and holds 3 bottles. Those are a lot of fun.
John. Let's say fairs are present. Oh my word. Thank you.
John.
Yeah, so I was thinking
cocktail fun.
Hi Bill. Okay, Bill's there.
Excellent. Hey.
Okay, good.
To see you.
Let's see.
Good to see you.
Oh, Lisa. Hi, Lisa and Errol.
Excellent.
Oh, geez, Facebook jail. Well, I'm glad you're here on YouTube. Thank you for being here on YouTube.
Yeah, this is why you have an identity in a couple of different platforms.
If anyone on Facebook is missing Lisa and Errol,
yeah, this is why
they're on YouTube tonight.
This is apparently because Lisa or Errol has been naughty. I'm like, oh, for Pete's sake, what the heck? I'm sure this is a big nothing. That I'm not even going to go into that. It's just silly.
Anyway, back to Olympic events. So I always wanted to have a charity event where people could sponsor you per lap or something with your bar cart.
Mm-hmm. Just keep pushing the cart around.
Yeah.
One of those little wheeled out.
And then you could just stop whenever you felt like it and make a drink.
You get around to the grandstand. Hello, who wants a martini?
Exactly.
Shaking now. Pour. Here you go. Keep pouring. Keep pushing. And just how many laps can you do? It's hilarious.
I just remember that from sailing lessons. Hi, Johnny.
Hey, John.
I just remember that from sailing lessons. Watching on Facebook, but replying on YouTube. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. But wherever you want to be, you've got to get two or three great places to be right now.
I remember the sail-a-thon, and people would sponsor you per lap. So I forget what the money was for. It must have been for the kids. in the sailing program because I don't know what else you would raise money for.
What else would you raise money for, you know?
I hope all is well with you, Johnny.
Yeah,
yay.
Absolutely. Like, really great to see you here on this little thing. Our color looks very nice tonight, by the way.
I know.
After several weeks of classes, this and that, and different times, and me having to start these things solo, which is okay. It was a lot of fun. I've got our original set of lights back, and they cast quite a bit more in the way of lumens. So yeah, that actually is kind of nice. Oh, lumens. Speaking of lumens, I think I squeezed a few lumens before, and they're ready to go. And
Errol would like you to know Lisa is the Facebook felon, not him.
I wasn't going to.
Understood.
I wasn't going to slam the lady.
Understood.
But I suppose guilty is where guilty does.
Hi, Suze.
I have seen people go through this, and it is so insufferably silly that I think, oh, for Pete's sake, you know.
I really shouldn't tempt fate, but I'm just surprised we've never ended up in Facebook jail.
Oh, brother. A lot of it these days is kind of a question of what does the robot sense? You're playing music, that belongs to this group.
Well, there was
naughty.
I've talked about this before, but there was a time when we got flagged for nudity because I was wearing a swimsuit.
That revealed a little.
Yeah, like I was in a pool, so you could only see like from here up, and you couldn't see the swimsuit on. So I got flagged for nudity. Honestly,
I saw that video, and it was clear you were wearing a swimsuit.
As though I would ever go naked on Facebook.
Seriously?
I'm sorry.
Seriously?
It's not ever going to happen.
Guess what? You had a bikini, and it displayed a little décolletage. Big deal.
Yeah, I'm just going to go grab a Kleenex. I'll be right back. I'm sniffling like crazy.
So I hear these things, and I think, you know the number of people who send me like a friend request on Facebook, and you take a look, and it's just it's pictures of some young woman who doesn't have any friends in common, and I think, you're not real. These pictures
You're not a real person.
These pictures were stolen, and you're some person trying to scam me out of something. So this is a bunch of BS. So I don't have a lot of patience for you were displaying some cleavage. Get out. Oh get out. Get out.
Cleavage. I've seen more cleavage on the subway, frankly. But anyway.
Seriously.
I digress.
Here we are talking about the old, Facebook naughty. These platforms are ludicrous. And here we are broadcasting to you for two of them, but you can find us here. Okay. You know what? As long as it's someplace we can still be, and you can find us, we're going to keep going, folks.
So.
Keep on going.
I think it's drink time.
Yeah, all that talking a little dry. I guess we need to do something.
I guess I chose my dress because I'm working blue this evening. Speaking of social media jail, blue drinks, that is.
Blue drinks.
So I got inspired because, you know what, I should share the invitation. But on Saturday, we're going to be at Conspiracy in Middletown, Connecticut. The Clams are playing.
Yes.
And we're going to be DJing.
To do
Ron's mixing fireworks on the subway, right?
You're telling me. Seriously. I think you see far worse when the plumber bends over to like tighten a pipe. Oh, I didn't want to go there. Seriously.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so I'm sharing the link just in case you're in Connecticut or Rhode Island or someplace where you'd like to drive to be in Connecticut or Rhode Island.
Southern Massachusetts is actually pretty accessible to these things.
So let me
if
just
you're closer to Boston, it's a bit of a drive.
But it looks like I haven't been to Conspiracy yet, but it looks wonderful. And I was looking at their social media today, and they had a drink that was a blue gin pina colada. Now, I'm not going to make a pina colada, but I am going to make a blue gin drink that's inspired by a pina colada. Yeah. So
inspired by Conspiracy.
I'm calling it If You Like Pina Coladas.
If you like them?
You'll probably like this.
I think you'll probably like this too.
But I'm going to start with 2 ounces of gin.
Mm-hmm. Not a bad place to start. Inspired by Conspiracy. Check out their Facebook page, their website. Yeah. They are advertising themselves as a contemporary speakeasy type.
Empty.
My, look at that. That actually does, not exactly a speakeasy, but that kind of vibe. A lot of original cocktails, obviously craft, everything freshly squeezed. Lots of fresh botanicals going on. A lot of pre-prohibition cocktails they're advertising. Like just very, very old, 19th century style stuff. So working that vein, and they tell you about a lot of drinks that they're making, and everything sounds wonderful.
Hi, Devin.
So, yeah. If you're in that area,
Oh.
I say worth checking out. If you're in that area on Saturday and you want to check us out, we're going to be there.
Oh, we're doing
Along
well,
with the
Devin.
class.
Hope hope you are too.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Yeah, kind of blue
Kind of blue
colada. I like that.
Wow.
Hi, Satellite. Good to see you.
There you go.
Yay.
You can slap on a classic Miles Davis
So that was
quintet album.
2 ounces of gin. Now I'm going to add a 1/4 ounce of blue curacao.
That's about a quarter.
Which
and
is
plenty blue.
Plenty.
Yep.
To make it blue. And I'll say it again. I'm sorry if I shouldn't say this, but if you're missing Lisa and Errol, they're watching on Facebook and commenting on YouTube. So you can find them on YouTube.
Go to YouTube, find this broadcast, not hard. You can watch these two simultaneously. Suppose one of these cops out.
Oh, thank you,
It's
Gabriel.
happened.
Good to see you.
Not that long ago, one of
Good
these
to
cops
see
out on
you.
his Facebook. So, yeah, I think it.
So this was
So
2
nice.
ounces of gin, 1/4 ounce blue curacao. I'm going to do a 1/4 ounce of coconut liqueur.
Coconut
And I hope
liqueur.
I have a 1/4 ounce. This
Oh, my.
bottle is almost empty.
This is very low. Ooh, it looks like you've just made
Wow.
it.
Yep.
You know what? Shake it and kill it.
I
That's
had
it.
just enough.
Kalani. And we're using Kalani, which is coming to us from
Isn't this from
Mexico. I think?
Mexico?
Yeah. I think we originally saw this in the duty free, but now it's suddenly available.
Yeah, you can
in
buy
a
it here
local.
now.
And I'm glad for it. It's a very nice coconut flavor.
Let's see where it's.
Let me take a
Yes,
look here.
Yucatan,
Yucatan. Oh,
Mexico.
wow. From the natural source of the
so
Maya.
this is the
Yeah.
lemon, correct?
That is the lemon.
He juiced the lemon. So 1/4 ounce coconut liqueur, which was all I had. 1/4 ounce blue curacao, 2 ounces of gin. I'm going to do a 1/2 ounce of fresh lemon juice. It's still very blue.
It's awfully blue.
And
If anything, it seems to have intensified the blue color because it's lightened up a little. It's really punchy now.
5 dashes of ginger bitters.
Ginger bitters.
Blues for colada. I love it.
I like that.
Okay. Shake with ice and strain into a cocktail glass. Yay.
You know, blue drinks are fun. They just spell fun.
I know.
You, by the same token, you're saying to yourself, gee, Paul, just recently on one of these broadcasts, weren't you railing about blue drinks? Yeah, well,
Was
here's
he?
the thing. Here's the thing. I talk about those beach drinks, I call them. You know, you're at the beach, it's 105 degrees. Oh, I could use something cold. Hey, these folks are serving over here or at that club that you know, paid well to be at. They're serving drinks. What are they serving? Things in tall glasses or hurricane glasses. And it's got like, shot of booze, shot of booze, shot of booze, shot of booze. You know, 3 shots of liqueur.
Thanks, Mom.
Blue. And there's no sour whatsoever. It's just a sweet, sticky mess. And it's like, oh, you know what? This is balanced. And it should be fun. Blue is fun.
I got this dress in the silent auction at Ohana
Would you need a glass?
a long time ago.
Perhaps a
Yes,
cold
please.
glass?
Thank you.
Perhaps a nice icy glass.
A chilled cocktail
That
glass
will
would
make
be
this drink taste
lovely.
73% better. And there we go. But
You know what?
that's-
I could fill it, but I'm just going to give myself a little sidecar.
Sidecar.
I don't want it to overflow. Plus, thank you.
Mhm.
I would like to give myself a little twist of lemon.
I like mine with a twist.
Let's see what we think.
Give me that a whirl. I'm coordinating with her dress with a
Ooh.
shirt that I
Mm.
got recently on our trip
I like it.
to Cleveland.
I like it.
Ooh, that's a really nicely balanced sour.
I know.
As I
You
predicted.
need a drink now, too.
I do. I was realizing I didn't prep this area that well. I'll be right back and we'll make that happen.
Which area is that?
Place where we built stuff.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Until
to
we
make
have
sure.
until we have someone to take away things for
Yeah.
us.
We need to visit Christy and Jeff
Until we
again
have
because
people.
suddenly get a bar
I
back.
know. Until we have a bar back. We will have to take care of that ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, Emily. Oh, yeah, we're totally matching the drink. Hi, Abra. Good to see you. Yes, that was not an accident. I knew I was going to make blue drinks this evening, so I'm working blue.
Working blue.
Mm.
Working the blue.
But I love this one. I'm calling it If You Like Pina Coladas, because it was inspired by a pina colada.
Yeah.
2 ounces gin, 1/4 ounce blue curacao, 1/4 ounce coconut liqueur, half-ounce fresh lemon juice, 5 dashes of ginger bitters. Shake with ice and strain into a cocktail glass. As long as you're taking stuff away, I'll give you that, too.
Away we go.
Thank you. Oh, Ron says some great record shops in Cleveland. We love Cleveland.
I don't think we hit a single record store in Cleveland.
Yes, we were getting caught in the rain.
We were actually after Vintage, and we found it. We had a really great Friday where we just nailed stuff shut. And we had an Instagram broadcast.
Hi, Rusty.
Displayed what we found there. So a couple of great stores, and boy, we could have spent more time there. And there were even more places that we could have hit. So that's a big plus.
Oh my gosh. Devin says, I have a friend who, for Halloween, makes a cocktail she calls Reanimator Juice. It has blue curacao, OJ, and sparkling water. Oh. Serves in a syringe under a black-lighted glow. So I thought that looks
Squirt
really
into
cool.
your glass. A lot of fun.
Oh, Satellite says we have blue curacao, but nothing to mix with it.
Well, if you happen to have anything sour, you're immediately on the way. And if you've got a good base, you could do almost anything.
That sounds good.
Nice.
Gabriel says, a pina colada with vanilla ice cream and pineapple chunks is what's for dinner.
Well, hello.
Yes, please.
Hello. That sounds like dessert right there, actually. Eat dessert first. Definitely agree.
Exactly. Yeah, Peter, I think you'd love Cleveland.
And Cleveland from this area, and I understand you're across the river now, but still you're adding only a half hour to this. I think it was 7 or 7.5 hours. Was it the journey to Cleveland?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought it was much longer, but we've traditionally gone through Pittsburgh, much further south.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great diversion, but then you got to crank yourself back north towards the Akron area, which is where we were headed. And Cleveland from Akron, that's like another, 30 minutes.
And getting caught in the rain. Hi, Elizabeth. Good to see you.
But literally that day, we just went straight to destination, and it really didn't seem to take that long, all things considered. But much better drive than I was anticipating.
You know, it's fun. It's fun. It is good shopping.
It's
for us New Yorkers who...
Yeah, we're used to not so good, and prices not so good.
We're used to expensive thrift stores and vintage stores. So.
Our locals are just not good.
Oh.
I know we don't really range in the area the way we might. If we all go like hour or two north, you're suddenly hitting some pretty good territory. So...
Hold on 1 second, Johnny. I'm checking for you.
There's a couple of good ways to go on that actual subject.
You can get BG Reynolds Falernum on Amazon.
Also Fee Brothers.
Also Fee Brothers.
Yes.
But yeah, Amazon.
And by now there's suddenly many brands of this sort of thing. At one point in time, the only one you could really find was Fee. Fee is still good.
There are a few fancy falernums. Say that 3 times fast.
Fancy falernums.
A few fancy falernums on Amazon. Yeah. I think we should. I bought 2 when I found out that our store was going to stop carrying it. Because liquor stores in New York can't carry anything that doesn't have alcohol. So you got a cocktail syrup, and basically all it does is a cocktail syrup, and you can't carry it because it doesn't have booze. There's a real Ron's
disconnect.
made his own. Yeah, you've made falernum, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can make it.
If you have any
definitely
of
make
the,
it.
if you have the Jeff Berry books, particularly the later volumes, he goes into some details about how to make your own syrups. Falernum is not difficult to make. It looks like a train wreck while you're making it. It really looks horrible. It's one of those things you go, ugh. And then you just strain it and you're done. But it is one of these things you can make in 24 hours. You just give it an overnight soak, strain it out, done. Bottle it up, add your sugar syrup, and you have falernum. And it has a fantastic fresh flavor. It's actually pretty easy.
Yeah, if you're up for making it. What, do we still have the recipe?
The last time I did this, I think I searched for something called falernum number 7. And I'm trying to remember
if I can find it.
Who actually devised that. Somebody experimented with this over 10 years ago. It was back in the sort of like mid-period of a lot of this tropicals renaissance. And I forget who we can credit with that.
You won't be surprised to learn that there are a plethora of YouTube videos on how to make your own falernum.
Mm-hmm.
The Lost Tiki Lounge, which is probably someone we know,
so,
has a recipe.
In Vibe magazine.
If this is your page, I'm sorry.
Yep.
that I didn't know who
the
we
Vibe
were.
magazine,
But
which we subscribe to,
Yep.
actually has a whole recipe for falernum. I think there's a
Yep.
lot of variations out there. I will tell you, you could go into starting with almonds, like some of these do, or you could go with a really high quality almond extract, which we do. That works perfectly fine.
Yep.
I think we're using the Sonoma syrups. So,
Lisa says, I feel like I'm on an island.
right.
Right.
Excellent, excellent. I got to tell you. But I've definitely made it before, and the only reason I haven't made it lately is because we have a whole quantity of falernum. It's good falernum.
Yep.
We use it for a lot of things. I think it's really works well with the classic recipes that call for it. And having made it, I would say there are many things you can do with falernum. And if you're saying to yourself, could you do something non-alc? Oh yeah, add it to some soda. Add it to soda water and get like a falernum soda flavor. It's got a lot of flavor going on. It's very tasty. So refreshing.
Checking the socials.
Yeah. And speaking of refreshing, here we are. Almost burned a half hour on the show, and what's in my hand? Glass of water.
Well, it's good that you have a glass. It's real good that you have a glass of water.
It's real good, Anthony. You know, elevator down.
We do that to each other all the time. It's real good that you did that.
Yeah, you know.
From Twilight Zone.
You know the reference. And
Billy Mommy.
There's of course the original short story behind that. It's horrifying. It's totally horrifying story.
It's real good that you did that.
Yeah, amazing. So I decided to start out with a Trader Vic staple, and I happen to have the book right here that will tell me where it
You can
goes.
tell me so I can add it to the list.
True. And I didn't make the book accessible. Kick me. So we can start off.
I'm not going to kick you.
There's
What do you
also
make it?
something called Boomerang. I don't think we made this on the show before. This is the
I don't know about that. But
newer Trader Vic book, which by now is probably pushing 20. The Trader Vic's Tiki Party. I believe this is still available. I believe it's in our Amazon store.
Oh,
This
God.
is a really
I've got to update
great
our
book
Amazon store.
to have in your collection.
Maybe I should add
Because it tells you, it tells you about a lot of Trader Vic classic drinks and also food. What's going in, like their bongo soup.
Michael
It'll tell
says
you how to
homemade
make it.
falernum is worth the effort. Yep.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it doesn't look like a lava lamp. Oh, Julie, I know. It freaks me out, too. Julie's saying that episode of Twilight Zone still freaks her out.
It's absolutely terrifying.
It
And
is.
if you read
It's
the
very creepy.
short story, is really, really ghastly. So, which I did years ago. I think it was in a collection of Alfred Hitchcock stories. So the Boomerang is actually an interesting little number because it involves Pisco. Now, Pisco is one of those things which, if you have relatives or if you just happen to be yourself a little south of the border, say Peru, Chile, this is a national drink. This is something. They kind of fight over.
Pisco, not the Boomerang.
Not the Boomerang. They fight over who invented this stuff. And I think, is this relevant? You both came up with this stuff. It's a brandy. It's a great brandy. And Vic Bergeron was really happy with unusual things, so he decided to start mixing with it. So what he's got is an ounce of Pisco.
Got that.
An ounce of silver rum. Not a bad place to be when you're going for a light one.
Okay.
3/4 ounce of passion fruit syrup. Something that we still make. You can make yourself. You can buy some very good brands on the market.
Yep.
You can buy some very good passion fruit liqueurs. And of course, they have excellent shelf life. 1/2 ounce of lemon juice.
Okay. Is that it?
Garnished with a lemon twist. Happen to have that here too. Let's start this baby up. Here's your Pisco. We happen to be using Capel, which is... This is Chilean. I'm saying, which country actually... Who claims Capel? Chile claims Capel. Excellent quality brand. If you get this, Capel's one that has the Moai bottle.
Oh, Abra, if you're here on Facebook still, Lisa and Errol say hi. They're commenting on YouTube this evening. They're watching on Facebook. They're commenting on YouTube, so.
Okay, ounce of silver rum.
They say hi.
Happen to be using Don Q, Puerto Rican rum.
It's a good one and inexpensive.
It's a good price, and this happens to be a liter bottle. I like liter bottles. It's an immediate 25% bonus on your bottle. Isn't that great? I tell you. Now I said, how much in the way of the
Passion fruit?
passion fruit?
3/4
3/4
of an ounce.
of an
You better shake that.
Oh yeah, I should do that actually. This does tend to separate in the fridge. Mm-hmm. You don't really have to, but you know, you're missing some good solids in there, which is fun. It's pulp. And so this one starts out as pulp, so that will definitely be like that. Okay, 3/4. This is a 1 ounce measure, so I'll go about to there, and that's about right. Boom. I believe this started out
I wonder
life.
why it's the boomerang.
I cannot conceive.
Come back to you?
Yeah. That has some pretty bad implications, gotta say. Lemon juice.
I didn't say come back up.
Ah, so we're talking half ounce of lemon juice. Okay, so we'll do that. That's about right. And shake with ice.
Shake.
Shake your cocktail. Shake your cocktail. So this is a really simple light thing with a couple, or with like something sweet, something sour, that has a lot of flavor.
Great.
Let that rest while we retrieve a cocktail glass.
Okay, so strain into a cocktail glass.
Yep.
Got it.
There we go. Another cocktail glass that will make things taste
It's on the record. Oh, yeah, it's still in print. I'm positive it's still in print.
Which one? The Vicks book? I am reasonably sure that it's still in print.
Wait. Ron says you can find it. I found mine for $80. Wow.
The Vicks book?
Oh my gosh.
I thought it was something you get on Amazon.
Let me I thought so too.
Okay.
All right, let me see.
Maybe we need to check that out before I say, go get this book. Ah! Well, we were using a martini glass recently and mentioned it. Said, I think you can find those on the secondary. Somebody did. One of our correspondents saw for $120.
It's on Amazon for $20.
$20. Okay. Wow. I hope they're not available for $80 somewhere. Yowza.
Or $10 on Kindle.
Oh, true too. You can definitely do that.
So, yeah.
Okay. And here we go.
Right, let's...
Einprosit. And here we have in the used book section, Trader Vic's book of food and drink. This is, I believe, his first published book. This is on Amazon in the used section. Hardcover. Would you like me to tell this? $596.
And 2 cents.
And 2 cents. And some cents. What? Okay. You know,
don't do it.
1/10 that price is still pretty expensive. We got a copy of that, which
I think we paid probably 50 cents.
I believe we got the Bartender's Guide, his second book published from the following year, for something like $10. Maybe it was $12. That's a really great price for that book. What in the world?
And then we found another copy for someone in the library bookstore for $1.
Yeah. So look around.
Book of food and drink. I'm positive we got that at the New Rochelle library sale, where it would have been $1.
Yeah, $1.50 maybe.
$600.
Really?
Hi, Christy. Good to see you.
So, good grief.
Oh, sealed copy. Okay.
Wait a minute. Oh, we're talking about a completely different thing. This is.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
Peter Laughter.
I was like, don't pay that.
Got it.
All right. Good.
Got
good.
it. Understood. Maybe that's a new price for that box set records. Yeah, CDs could be quite some money. Yeah. Okay. Glad to hear that wasn't a drink book. But then again, now we're finding outrageous prices.
A Trader Vic's book for $600. It didn't even have the dust jacket.
Yeah. Seriously. Wow. I tell you, outrageous prices. Outrageous.
We caught on, Ron.
Got it. Figured it out.
It takes us a minute, but we catch on.
I thought it was outrageous for you to be paying like 5 times the price that this thing is up on a web purveyor. That's craziness. So,
but you didn't.
There was.
So.
But you didn't. So, I forgot. I was supposed to garnish this with a slice of lemon peel.
It's all moot.
Let's do that.
Oh, Christy says,
and of course,
tonight it's so hot, we're just doing simple vodka drinks. Gotcha. That sounds great.
Hey, that's the case around here frequently, and I think really simple things, tall things, big cooler kind of things, that's what they're designed for.
Peter, we're talking about the Trader Vic's book that's $600 on Amazon.
Book of food and drink.
It didn't even have the dust jacket.
There is no earthly reason you should be paying that kind of money for a book, big book of food and drink.
Yes, for the Trader Vic's book.
It's a fun book. It's
not
a
that
great
one.
book.
Not
no,
that one. The one we have. I mean,
it's one of the older books.
Yeah, it's a vintage book, but $600.
His first published book. It's got some great advice. It shows you how to build a Chinese oven. It's his first book where he talks about the food they're serving and the drinks that they're making. It's got some classics listed there. It's a little bartending stuff from the old master. But $6? Whoa! What the heck? You know?
My God.
That's craziness. So I recommend you find one for one hell of a lot less than that.
God.
That's what we do around here. Because we've seen overheated auctions for things. Sometimes we're on the other end of that and benefited.
Hi, Anthony DiMartini Show. Good to see you.
Hey, good evening indeed. I happen to be drinking the Boomerang, and you happen to be drinking the...
If you like pina coladas.
Mm-hmm. Clinky drinky.
And getting caught in the... I should name the other one And Getting Caught in the Rain.
And Getting Caught in the Rain.
Because I have a follow-up drink that I didn't have a name for. I'm going to call it And Getting Caught in the Rain.
There we go. Excellent idea. Enjoying this quite a bit. It's a good deployment of the silver rum and the pisco. And it's got some excellent flavor from the passion fruit syrup.
Crack myself up.
The lemon is good. And I like having a little bit of decor. Sometimes I forget about the decor. That's important too. With the peel, of course, you can twist and a little bit of oil there. It's like you just added some lemon bitters. Isn't that nice? A little bit
it smells really good.
Yeah, it does smell great. And it's like a lot of drinks where you would add mint. The mint's not there so you can chow on the mint. The mint's there for like a lot of aroma in your face.
I will say, if I'm at a nice... I mean, I'm not going to... Pina colada is not... Like, if I go into a bar, it's not what I'm going to order. But if I'm at a pool somewhere, on a nice hot day in the middle of the afternoon... Floating
around and...
I will happily drink a pina colada.
The young man or young lady comes by with the tray and says, "Hello, would you like a?" You say, "Yes, I would."
Yes, I would.
It's just okay. And 20 minutes later, there you go. I gotta love these things.
But I intensely dislike getting caught in the rain.
You did just recently, and you were really ruining it because it was very early.
Oh my God!
I tell you, the things we do. But it was a good day of work. So. Actually, a good night of work, but
it was 3 a.m, and I didn't have an umbrella, and it was like
shucks.
I had a sweater that I put over my head and tied it like a little babushka. It was ridiculous.
These ridiculous things that we do, folks. So.
Oh.
Oh, I like that quote.
Was it signed by him? Oh, people try to do that with signed copies. Oh, gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to show our books that we have out there.
There's 2 aspects to that. Like, what does your library look like, and what does your booze library look like? That is your selection of bottles. We have a few bottles.
AF,
Not
hello.
nearly as much as some people we know, believe it or not. We tend to be very good on variety because I like to have a lot of options to mix. We're working with whatever, and we frequently go to one of our local stores where we happen to know the proprietors. We happen to have shot there a few times, video that is, and we'll just like ask manager, what's new? Oh, then she shows us 4 or 5 things, and like suddenly a whole category will blow up. Like Amari, being a fairly moribund category for decades, suddenly hot stuff, and then there's more than 2 of them on the shelf, and there's really good ones. Excellent stuff. Gin used to be pretty staid. 2 or 3 type varieties of gin. Now there's like small distilleries all over the place making gin. Fun. Big fun.
I had to drive home after that.
Also true.
Peter, your comment disappeared. That's so weird.
No, strange.
Wait, no. Why did your comment disappear? Oh, there, it's back.
Strange.
That was really strange.
Strange.
Hi, Janice. Good to see you.
Now, one thing about mixing where you're pouring more than the glass holds is that you have that little bonus bit. And the tray that's apparently known as a sidecar, which is potentially where the drink got its name.
I'll have to make And Getting Caught in the Rain.
Yeah.
I'm ready for my drink and Getting Caught in the Rain. I'm not ready for Getting Caught in the Rain.
Not ready for Caught in the Rain. My drink, comma, open quote, and Getting Caught in the Rain, you know?
Of course, then, like, the next time I went into the city, I took an umbrella and it didn't rain at all. So... If
you want to guarantee it doesn't rain, that's the only way to do it.
Take an umbrella.
Only way to do it.
Yep.
Of course, the English use umbrellas all the time because they know it's going
Oh,
to.
Christy likes Cosmos. We made a Cosmo. Was it last week? We did or it might have been 2 weeks ago.
We did a Cosmo recently enough.
We did a variation.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite good.
I tend to vary
We'll have to make it again.
the way that the sort of, canonic formula goes. Because I think it tends to be fairly sweet and might understate the liquor a little. It should actually taste like what's in it, and it should taste like there's some liquor in it. Otherwise, it's like, oh, candy, down it goes. Oh, I'd like another, down it goes. And then before you know it, you're in trouble. You should be like, no, this is a liquor drink.
Well,
it's got some balance. It's nice.
I will say that after people do that a few times, hopefully they learn their lesson.
They might learn something. I also think too much of cranberry, and it's like that's not really a cocktail formula. You want that to balance out. The way we're making things here,
Hi,
same
Jack.
proportions.
Good to see you.
That's nicely. Yeah. But I have Cosmo. I remember when was a real vogue for them. That's going back about 20, maybe 25 years. They suddenly became very hot because of Sex in the City, and they were ordering Cosmos. And before that time, I think it was a fairly obscure drink, kind of a beach drink, actually. And then it came to the forefront, and then people start making them. Oh, wow, Cosmopolitan. I like the name. Made well, I think it's a good drink. Good thing to do with vodka. So
He's got opinions.
Well, it's also the kind of drink where you might have it in 12 different places, and it's like kind of a candy drink.
Well, that's kind of the same with a lot of drinks.
Yeah,
you might get
kind of is.
Mai Tai. Hello.
Oh,
you might get 12 different versions and 12 different bars of a Mai Tai.
This is still, despite 25 years worth of Jeff Barry books, people still don't know what's in a Mai Tai in a lot of bars.
Lisa is asking, how do you make a Cosmo?
Oh, okay. Fair enough. What I would do?
Why don't we share the actual recipe and then we'll say what we would do?
Well, actual from where?
Go get the latest Mr. Boston.
The latest Mr. Boston is going to have a very competent Cosmo.
Yeah.
What we want to do is get the one from the 90s, which has something.
No, I want to get the competent one. And we'll see if we would do the same.
Maybe that's exactly what I would do. I'll get both. Let's see what we got.
I'll get both. I remember we made them for Paul's mom, and then ever after, she wanted us to make her one.
Yeah, that's a good thing, huh?
Mm-hmm. So she enjoyed it.
Well, here's an interesting bit of history. I actually got all three of these books because here's the earliest. This is from 1965.
Well,
mid-60s, Mr. Boston.
There are many we don't have.
What's in the Cosmo in this book? Let's take a look.
Is it even there?
And the survey says no Cosmopolitan. How about that? Because nobody knew what the drink was. I'm not even sure it was around at the time. I think there are some stories that it does date back pretty far, but not in this book. Didn't even know about it.
Is this by liquor?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
So find vodka and you got it. And you can always go from the back there because there's an index.
See, yeah.
So how
about... I don't have my
about
glasses, so I can't read it, but...
I put a guide circa 1998 or so. We'll take a look and see what it says.
Cosmopolitan. I think that says... Oh, no, wait. That's not it. Hold on. Cosmopolitan. 46 and 174. I bet we're going to have a story.
Interesting, eh?
Or a photo.
Here's something called the Clamato cocktail.
Oh.
It involves Clamato.
Oh, no.
Oh, my.
I mean, unless you like Clamato, then yay. But...
Well, vodka, clam juice, and tomato juice basically sounds like a Bloody Mary to me with missing a few spices.
Wait.
You know, and some people like the Bloody Mary that way. There we go. You know, I gotta look carefully here. I don't think this one is a Cosmo either. Wow.
Well, this one says it does, but wait, hold on.
No, it's not in here. What's the actual date on this book? Okay, this is always fun. The Mr. Boston guides have been published since the mid-30s, so they're pretty good gauges of what's happening in cocktail with a pretty dependable guide. This actually says 1997.
Okay, here we have...
As of then, nobody knew what it was.
I have the story here. It says, the invention of the Cosmo, which has passed the lips of many a sophisticated lady and quite a few men, too, is often credited to Cheryl Cook, a bartender in South Beach, Florida. But it really took off when master mixologist Dale DeGroff served one to Madonna at New York's late lamented Rainbow Room.
Hello. So, well,
Okay, so
Mr. DeGroff was also instrumental in getting higher quality cocktails back on the menu.
So this is a pretty good recipe. This is 1.5 ounces of vodka, ½ ounce fresh lime juice, ½ ounce triple sec, ½ ounce cranberry juice.
Yeah.
That's about what I would do.
I might up that amount of vodka, but if I use that exact formula, that makes a good Cosmo. There you go. What do you see in a lot of places? More like 2 ounces of cran.
Michael says, I always heard Cosmo was popularized in Provincetown in the 80s. Yeah, it sounds like it probably was around, but popular, yeah.
I think I've seen one of the cocktail historian types. Might have been Wondridge, might have been somebody else talk about that possibly this dates back to the early 70s. And which beach resort was this devised at? Who knows? It's a fairly simple drink.
According to that, possibly South Beach.
Yeah. So they're actually like giving that. If we could like run a little history on that, you might find out what date is on that. It sure as hell sounds like something that was being served in the 80s. In that period of time, what did I see people drinking? Something called Long Island iced tea. That was very popular at the time. And then you had a lot of blue drinks that were a little questionable.
He made a Long Island iced tea recently and handed it to me. I was like, oh God, what is that?
Didn't like it.
Was not a fan.
I make it better than your standard formula, but she's not a fan. Not a big deal.
Yeah, Devin. Yes, you're right. It is kind of a pink drink. Yeah, the way we make it, it's just barely like a blush color.
But we don't use a hell of a lot of cranberry.
But if you use more cranberry, it would be pinker for sure.
If you like the pink color, and you're like, well, I like to go with a good formula for the thing. You're not using that much cranberry. Then get yourself some cranberry bitters from Fee Brothers. Very dark red. 1 dash.
That's true.
Punches up the flavor without adding like any calories and not adding a hell of a lot of sweetness. No sweetness, really. And a lot of color. Suddenly there's a lot of color going on there. So that's a good idea.
Hi, Doug.
Oh, hello.
Manhattan is a cosmopolitan city. It's the brown one with the cherry. I do enjoy a Manhattan.
Yeah, I had a Manhattan just recently, and it was excellent. It was made with a really good bourbon. It's coming from Cooperstown. We happen to have one from Cooperstown over there, and this was a different one from Cooperstown. Hello. How many distilleries they got? But yeah, the brown one with the cherry sounds like a Manhattan to me. It's a good idea.
Oh, Christy says if the Long Island iced tea doesn't taste like an Arnold Palmer, it's wrong. This was way too sweet for me. It was cloying.
I am absolutely
positive.
positive.
Did not enjoy it.
I am absolutely positive that there is a premix out there in a tall plastic bottle, like a big handle-sized bottle, that is premixed Long Island iced tea. I'm not going to name names because those who are guilty know their blame. I'm thinking that what's inside there is slightly questionable, and you might want to go with find a formula and mix it yourself. A lot of these drinks depend on sour mix. You can buy that, or you can make it. I recommend you make it because you're squeezing your own juice.
Can you reach a shaker that has measuring lines?
I just have to take it down a little bit.
And you can put this back while you're at it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. I want to make And Getting Caught in the Rain.
That...
I already made If You Like Pina Coladas. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to make And Getting Caught in the Rain. So, for And Getting Caught in the Rain, I'm going to start with Empress 1908 gin, which is pre-blued.
It's already been blued.
It's pre-blue. I might use this up too.
The blue in there is from, what was it, pea flowers.
Yep. And this is probably not going to be... Oh my gosh, did I...
You very nearly killed it. You might as well kill it.
I have exactly 2 ounces. That's the second time tonight that's happened.
That happens. When you pour drinks to an exact measure, that happens.
Second time tonight, though, that I've had exactly the right amount.
And
this means something.
Not the type of product that you would sip. You wouldn't mix this into a cocktail. So we're always using a 2-ounce pour on this one. That happens. And guess what? It's recycling day tomorrow, so good timing.
I know. Getting rid of a lot of bottles tonight, aren't we? Okay, so.
It's not a Dregs Bar episode, but it's kind of turning into one.
2 ounces of the Empress 1908 gin. I am going to add another 1/4 ounce of the blue curacao. Why are you adding blue to blue, Kelly, you might ask? Because I want to maintain the blue. Because if I don't add blue curacao, this would probably change color.
Because the Empress, the blue element
The
in
pea
there.
flower.
Pea flower blossom. When you add something acidic to it, it turns pink.
Yep.
This is great when you're doing a special effects drink. If you're at a bar, you pour a blue drink, then you add the sour, just maybe a half ounce worth of that. Give it a stir, boom. So nice pink. Fun.
Science.
It's science.
So 1/4 ounce of ginger liqueur. I'm using Barrow's Intense ginger liqueur.
Highly recommended. Made in Brooklyn, in an excellent industrial complex where all sorts of fun stuff gets made. It used to be, I think a Navy complex. It's been repurposed now.
1/2 ounce fresh lemon juice again. Yep, Steve. Ooh, dripped a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm doing 2 dashes of maraschino liqueur.
Maraschino. Fun
Yep.
to have around.
This is a Tabasco bottle.
That's the smallest
But you
Tabasco
just
bottle.
buy, if you like to dash your maraschino, save a Tabasco bottle.
They recommend buying Tabasco in the tiny little bottles. It's not as economical, but use them up, you clean them out, and that is your dasher for things like maraschino or particularly for your anise liqueurs, like Pernod. Dash from that. Kind of perfect for the purpose, and you've already used up the hot sauce.
Room to set anything down.
A little tight back here, but highly recommended. The only issue is how do you get it into the bottle? You need a teeny tiny funnel.
Okay.
Years ago, I would have said, well, you got to source that. It's going to be tough. Now you just go online. You'll find a teeny tiny funnel. There's ours.
It is a darker blue.
Is that good size?
Sure.
All right.
Thank you.
There we go. And strain into a cocktail glass.
All right. So we can go back to our comments.
Glad to do that.
Hi, Pat. Oh,
Hey.
we love you.
Love it. Definitely. Equal parts. Giant premix jar.
Oh my gosh.
A bucket. Ah! And
Oh
you know
my
what?
gosh, it came in a huge bucket.
You know what? If this is your drink of choice, get the giant economy size. You're not going to drink it all in one night.
Ooh, look at
Well,
the
you
color.
might. I don't know.
I'm into the color. All right, I think we're caught up there. You know what? I think I'm going to add another twist if we have one.
You got twist right behind you.
Thank you. Look at this.
Ready to use.
Well, all right, let's twist it first.
Yeah. Drop of the lemon oil. That's the way to go.
This one is called "And Getting Caught in the Rain."
You can also take that piece of lemon there, make it slightly thicker, and give it like a squeeze like that to express the oil. And you have some flame. You can flame it before it goes in the drink.
I might like that better than the first one.
Oh, that's very nice. That has like
I love the color. The color
is awesome.
Kind
And
of spooky, kind of rainy.
There's like a little secondary taste that goes on in there that's really nice. Very well balanced sour. I like that.
I'm into it.
The person that I saw doing that flaming trick with the lemon peel, this was in New Orleans, was Dale DeGroff. So there we go.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Dale DeGroff.
He had like 100 drinks lined up, and he was just like flame, 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 like roll pro.
Because he's Dale DeGroff.
Who's Dale DeGroff? He's been doing this for a very long time.
You'd be like, ah!
He's, I think these days he's primarily a consultant and author, but boy, he's done his job behind the bar.
Thank you, Pat. I'm so sorry.
I know. I know. You have a blast at your place. And the
party's going to rock.
Yeah, crossing fingers for good weather. I know it's been holding out all week. And even if it's cloudy or whatnot, probably be great. I tell you.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Should be excellent. Now, I know there will be great food, great drinks, and good music, and good company. Yep.
Oh.
So.
Let's see. Okay. Catching up. Oh. I like Christy's comment. When the recycle bin is nothing but clay and glass and the neighbors judge you.
What's that movie, Sitting Pretty, where the guy there looking at everybody's garbage?
Yep.
And, the guy comes out and he's like, what do you want next? The guest list? You know?
He's like, no, okay, so the guy's pulling out his trash and it's full of empty liquor bottles. So he had a party and the nosy neighbor's like, oh, I see you had a party. And he's like, do you want a list of all the neighbors who got crocked or do you already have it?
You know?
Oh, Pat. No, we miss you.
Yeah.
The timing just...
Things overlap. It happens. Dang it.
Yeah.
Dang it. And yeah, I'd love to send them in Oregon.
But our friends are DJing at your party.
Yes, they are, as a matter of fact. So, hey, good DJs all around. The Northwest and actually just the West period is again going through some massive heat wave, isn't it? And we appear to have plenty of precipitation hanging around. So, yeah, you can send some of that way and give you guys some relief, please. We seem to have plenty. Glad to share. It doesn't work that way.
Well, we have new neighbors, and our new neighbors wouldn't judge us at all because they sent over a shot of tequila for me recently. Paul was out talking to our neighbor, and they sent me over. Paul came in with a plate of food and a shot of tequila for me, and they're like, "Here." He's like, "Here, from next door." So our new neighbors are very cool.
Man loves to grill, and he had people working. There's certain things that need to be done on the place despite all the reno that's happened over the past 2 years. And in particular, they were trying to divert a lot of water from getting into the house. Well, that was a job. So he had a gang of guys, and he had to actually like grill up a whole ton of food. And he sees me out there, he's like, "Hey, get up!" He's like, hands me a plate of food. Gotta love him, man. Yeah, we reciprocated. Brought over a few drinks the next time, so we can handle that kind of thing. So we're pretty good neighbors to have too, folks.
I know. Oh no, really Devin, they're on the other side. No, the crazy people are still there.
Yeah, but we're talking like that side versus this side. Like this side has the
Hi,
folks
Ken.
Take care of business.
And Disney for the win.
Hey,
hello. Oh, thank
excellent.
you. Thank you so much. And Ken's here too. Took me an hour to access my YouTube feed on my phone. What? Oh, jeez.
Well, if anybody is having a lot of trouble and you're finally arriving, I am glad you're here. And curses technology, it's going to kick you in the patoot.
Lisa thought the same thing. I always think about the trash collectors. I'm like, what do they think? But
they've seen it all. They've probably seen more things than we want to talk about. But they've certainly seen the bottles and whatnot. And so what?
I always think of contractors, what they think, because we've had a fair number of contractors in here recently. When they see all the bottles and everything.
Actually, we've had people, and last year when we did the windows, like I was here to measure stuff, and you think, we mix. We have some things to work with there.
It was the guys who installed the stove.
Oh, yeah.
They seemed a little fascinated. Like maybe they wanted to come back and party.
Well, the guy actually commented when he walked in. He walked in through the front of the house through the Florida room. Florida room is our Velveteen room. And he actually said, so this is like a tiki bar. He's one of the few people, just off the street there who just correctly identified this right off the bat. I said, yeah, exactly. I said, come back at 5 and we'll be mixing. He's like, oh.
Yeah, he was
thought that was a fun idea.
I kind of half expected to see him that night. And it was a night we were doing a live video, so I was like, well, maybe we'll see this
step right up
guy.
I tell you,
Devin says YouTube's been crazy over the phone. I haven't tried watching YouTube on my phone recently. Hi, Colonel Keg. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Love thy neighbor, but don't get caught.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So.
Yeah, YouTube. I don't know. I was watching, I guess it was Paramount Plus on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched YouTube on my phone lately. So hasn't been great, huh?
What a drag. That is not unusual. Yes,
Christy, new friends, exactly.
I start to expect that with some of these platforms. And I get different results, whether it's the phone or the laptop. And then, of course, if you're watching on the smart TV, there's certain functionality that's totally gone. You have to watch wherever you can.
Or as we call it, the dumb TV when it doesn't work.
Yeah,
Like you're supposed to be smart.
The smart part is the connectivity, but that itself is flaky sometimes. I tell you.
Hi, Joe.
It's that stuff. But definitely.
Thank you again for late Sunday night, early Monday morning.
Take care of some business. Really appreciate it. It was it really helped out.
Yes.
Even driving in the big city, it's at that hour, it's kind of fascinating. Gotta say.
Oh, Ken says we all want to party at the lounge. You are welcome anytime you want to come.
Please.
I'm serious.
You managed to get some time.
We're going to start using that instead of telling people we're boozers. We're mixologists. We're liquor professionals.
sometimes look at the number of bottles and around here. I'm like, well, we run a liquor show. We need to try stuff. So and we try stuff so you don't have to. But if it's good.
Oh, Joe says thanks for doing the dishes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Aww.
Hey, least I can do.
No.
But definitely.
Pat says, I always wonder what the Boy Scouts or animal shelters think when we add our bottles to their bins for donations. I know, right?
Well, if they're collecting for deposits, it's like, I got a few cans I can get to you. Sure.
I know, right?
Please.
There's so many cans in the basement.
Help the strays, that kind of thing, whatever. We actually know, who is it? There's a new morning show, one of our local radio stations, which deals with, I think it's called Bad Animals. This is on WFMU.
Oh, yeah,
You can get up on the internet. You don't have to be proximate to New Jersey where it's being broadcast. And it's actually running, they expanded their time. I think it was an hour slot, and now they're going 6 to 9 on Saturdays. Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on there. Well, right in the middle of the show, around, towards the end of the show, actually, 8:30, you've got the local shelter report from Kathleen O'Malley, which is great.
Yeah, she's on the radio every Saturday morning.
She'll tell you.
You guys who know Gaylord and Kathleen, she's on WFMU every Saturday morning now.
She even has a theme, which is awesome. And she'll tell you, which shelter animal is up for adoption. Well, so isn't that great?
It's always cats with her.
Yeah, she's a cat lady.
Kitty woman.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Colonel Cake says, we're boozologists. I want that on a business card. Boozologists.
Can we do that, Excuse me, son.
Michael says...
Step aside and let a real boozologist...
Michael says we have a PC hooked up to the big screen TV. Makes the best smart TV.
Well, that works too. I don't think about that because
smart.
These devices, you press a few buttons and you're just going direct, but you can easily get your machine going there. Sometimes you plug it in. Sometimes you can just go through the box like we can do. And it works. We've done that for a long time, even before we had the smart box. And it worked okay. So what the heck? There you go. And then you can type your comments there on a big screen. Quality, if it's usually going out HDMI or something, that quality is excellent. So there we go. Hot tip of the day from Michael. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I enjoy a tech tip.
Hot tech tip, Well, we are coming to you courtesy of one hell of a lot of technology. And there may be a lot of retro going on behind us, but we're not trying to broadcast on AM or anything. This is the internet.
Ken says the lounge tries stuff, so we don't need to. Thank you for working hard for us. You're so welcome.
Hey, I gotta tell you, my friend, I will try that cocktail, so you don't actually have to.
I know.
But I tell you, at the end of the day, if I try it, it's good. You might want to. So, and again, if you are a patron of the show from Patreon, you will get all of these formulas tomorrow delivered to your email. If you're just watching on the socials, you will get one of these formulas. So if you'd like to patronize us, here's the big plug of the evening. I'll do this once. Patreon.com.
We're not gonna dun you for money all night.
There's no flashing sign. Please, will you donate? No, once. This is it.
If I had that flashing sign, believe me, it would
Damn
be
it, it'd be in the background
but
flashing.
But
I don't.
All right,
Patreon.com/Velveteen Lounge.
I'll share the link.
She's going to drop it on.
I'll share it. Hold on.
I will plug myself once because if you don't tell people, they don't know. But I'm not going to hammer you all evening with this stuff.
No.
Some of you are already patrons. Thank you very much. You helped this whole thing to happen. So,
yes.
And some of you may want to be patrons, so I'll tell you about it.
All right. I'm going to drop the link on you.
She dropped the bomb on you. Baby.
Drop the link on you.
Uh-oh. Copyright infringement. Whoops. There we go again.
You dropped the bomb on me.
Remember that from back in the day? Great song. But, I know that if you start playing live music on these things, then of course the robot will get you. This is always a drag. We used to do music on the live broadcast. It's
been dropped. Now we don't have to speak of it anymore.
We got it every place?
Oh, Dad.
Oh, thank you.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
We appreciate that you can patronize. I know.
What was I going to say?
Well, we'll think about that, and I'll think about my next drink.
Thank you.
Well, here's another sidecar down.
I love the color of this. This one's called And Getting Caught in the Rain.
And
this one is, for those of you just joining us, 2 ounces Empress 1908 gin, 1/4 ounce blue curacao, 1/4 ounce ginger liqueur, 1/2 ounce fresh lemon juice, and 2 dashes maraschino liqueur. I like it.
I think I'm getting the maraschino out of that.
I didn't.
It's subtle, but it's right there. It's a note.
I
nice.
did not. I don't think I did a featured cocktail last week. Last week was crazy.
There's a lot going on.
Last week was insanity, but I will do it this
right
week.
into another late night shoot, which is par for the course. And hey, work is work, folks. That's the kicker. I'm
an actor. I was on a film set. And as an actor, I am now unemployed once again. So,
well,
I was employed. No, I'm not.
Constant lineup.
It's called being an actor.
Yeah.
You know.
The simple
fact is, Amy.
That's why there's a union. So.
Oh, Shakespeare. Oh, the Tempest got rained out. Oh, so you got margaritas and Frito pie.
Ah.
That's good too.
That's a pretty good second choice, I gotta say.
That's good too. I been to a fair number of Shakespeare plays in my day, and I will say that margaritas and Frito pies are as fun as seeing the Tempest.
I think that I tried to do Shakespeare in the
acting,
once,
yes,
and it did haul down rain.
I just think of John Lovitz. Does anyone remember John Lovitz on Saturday Night Live when he was like, "I was acting"?
Shakespeare man.
Yeah, Shakespeare
acting man.
I was merely acting.
Big fun. Well, I need another something too.
Oh, Christy says you're not unemployed, you're on a hiatus. Amen to that. I'm here, aren't I?
That's it. Maybe I'll keep working the
I'm creating my own work.
I was seeing if I could find something in a different size glass. We do a lot of cocktails and we do a lot of sours around here because we like them. Whatever you are drinking at any point in time, keep doing it. Let's see here. Well, that's a good one, but we don't have any bubbly right now. Well,
we do, but it's not
cold bubbly. It's better be cold.
Warm bubbles.
Ooh, not so fun.
Like lurch.
That's a good one.
Which?
Thinking about, do we have everything to make it? Oh, we don't. Okay. Moving right along. Don't have that.
Honey, honey.
Honey.
I think we've made most of these live.
We have made a lot of these live, as a matter of fact. It's a fun book. Again, not available for $80. This is the Terrific
It's available for $20.
About $20 up on Amazon and probably many other online sources. Well worth your time. This one tells you about a lot of great food and drink from Vicks. They didn't actually provide us with this book. I'm just plugging it because I love Vicks, and I think that
Anthony says
it's a really great guide.
Morgan Fairchild.
Really? Funny. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
No, but I know. We have them, but they're not in the fridge. Off our game.
I tell you. Trying to see what... Oh, don't have that. Tell you, he's got a lot of specialty drinks that need fresh pineapple.
He takes a lot more care with choosing his drinks than I do. Yeah. I would just already be shaking something.
Shake something up and away we go. And hell,
I'll make it up as I go.
I have done that. Maybe I'll just do that again. And maybe you start. Sometimes you say to yourself, "What do I want?" I'm not.
Amy got her book. Good.
Excellent.
Amy won.
She was our winner for Cowboy Cook-Along Day.
Yeah, she won Recipes for Rebels in the Kitchen with James Dean. Isn't it a pretty book? I love it.
And it's a big book. It's this really large format book. You have a coffee table, you put that on. It looks impressive.
Christy says, wasn't there a Mixer book series called Mr. Mixer?
Mr. Mixer? I don't know. Interesting.
Research. Something to research. Oh.
Here we go.
Sometimes he's going old-fashioned.
I'll ask her what she wants. She's not so sure. And I'll say, all right, we have so many things we could do, right? For a cocktail hour. Start with the size of the glass. What's the glass? Sometimes she'll say that. Sometimes we start with this. This is an old-fashioned glass. It is what I call an SOF, single old-fashioned. If you ever hear me whip out the abbreviations, that's what it is. SOF. As opposed to what? DOF, double old-fashioned. Double old-fashioned is what you need for my time.
Amy says, if not, there should be.
There should be.
Mr. Mixer. I agree. Yeah, John Lovitz.
Full with ice. One scoop.
Ken says, lounge t-shirt and sale must be whatever you're drinking, keep doing it. You can trademark that phrase.
What was that quote that you heard one time? I think it was a Flip Wilson show, and I think it was Red Fox.
Oh no, that was like Hollywood Palace.
Hollywood Palace.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, Red Fox was the comedian.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in Las Vegas. Well, it was some variety show in Las Vegas, and Red Fox was the comedian. Wouldn't have been Hollywood Palace because that would have been in Hollywood.
That's right.
But yeah, so Red Fox was up there, and he's like, well, talking about what people were drinking. Like, get drunk if you can. Just like, I love that.
Hilarious.
Get drunk if you can.
He's a lot of fun when he's just doing stand-up. I tell you, he had a whole long series of comedy records back in the day. Little ribald.
Satellite just zipped to the liquor store for vodka and have made a martini. Oh,
Lilith.
yummy.
Yeah.
Yum.
That's fun.
Love that.
You may have heard about using Lilith in a martini-style drink to make that sort of Bond martini, which you call the Zephyr. That was a slightly different Lilith, and you can actually approximate that with a contemporary product called Coqui Americano.
Oh, yeah.
Which you may have a little trouble sourcing. I think I know one or two places
Our
around here
store,
that have.
our local store has it.
It does have. Okay, that's good.
Consumers.
Consumers have.
Not Martin.
Oh, very good.
But, yeah.
So that's the difference there is
That sounds lovely. What
it
you're
actually
doing
has
now.
some bitter stuff in it. So that's the big thing there.
Yeah, that sounds lovely.
So I'm starting with the glass. It's got a bunch of ice in it. So I am making something that would work well with this. Let's go with that.
I guess I should be taking this
Let's
down.
build in glass.
What are you making?
Oh, I have no idea. Give it a dummy name and we'll go from there. Give it a name, dummy? No. Give it a dummy name.
A dummy name. Okay.
There we go. Easy enough.
Watch me send it out to our patrons with that.
A dummy name.
A dummy name.
We need to start with a good measure for a drink this size, and I think I'm going to go with this guy because this has a pony and a shot. Shot is a good place to start with a drink like this. What have I got that would be great for a base that I can reach? Right here is brandy.
I was going to say brandy, but I thought it was behind us.
Good place to be. 1.5 ounces on the brandy.
Okay.
That's a shot. You might be thinking to yourself, well, if that's a shot and the 1 ounce is a pony, what about 2 ounces, which is your standard pour? I believe that's called a gill. But I don't think anybody has used that in about 200 years.
We read all these.
Yep.
Do you still have that Mr. Boston around? It had all, didn't that have all the explanations?
It does actually tell you about all these things. Yep.
We can do another live reading.
Which is funny because certain drink formulas I've seen will call for like a quarter of a cup. And you're like, what? That's a huge amount of booze.
What the hell?
And then you think about it and you're like, it's 2 ounces. It's 2 ounces. It's a standard pour.
Night, Devin. Have
Night.
fun.
Excellent.
Okay. Oh, Anthony says waited on him. Got his autograph picture. We're talking about John Lovitz here. Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh boy, the IRS took everything. Wow, that's nuts.
Ginger sounds like a good way to go here.
Okay, so wait. So we got 1.5 ounces brandy. Anything else?
Go with the ginger.
How much ginger?
1/2 ounce.
Okay.
Happen to have a nice 1/2 ounce measure right here. I think this is 1/2 3/4, but it might be 1/2 1. That's not so bad to be. We have a whole variety of these metal jigs. They're all different sizes. Like this one is 3/4 and 1 1/4.
They all look alike. I can't keep it straight.
That's very true. I just got to look at it and say, that's not quite big enough to be one of that.
That's the big one. I know what that is.
The big one is actually a good thing. I want like 2 or 3 more of these, so I always have one at hand. 1/2 ounce of ginger.
I wanted to say in large numbers what it is.
Boom.
1/2 ounce.
1/2 ounce of ginger.
3/4
liqueur.
ounce.
This is the Barrows Intense. We shot at Barrows in Brooklyn. They were so nice.
Oh my
I will
gosh.
plug them
That place rocks.
an infinite number of times. They were
John
great.
Lovitz. He's
Find
so
their
good,
product
right?
and try
Okay,
it.
here we go. Oh.
And the product lives up to its name. That is an intense ginger flavor. Really awesome.
Okay, Doug
So-
says an 1/8 gill is a standard British pour.
1/8 of a gill.
Okay, we gotta go find that again
Jeez.
so we can do another live reading.
So 1/2 of a gill would be
Measurements.
1 ounce, and 1/4 of a gill would be
Oh, there's
1/2
right there.
ounce,
Okay.
and then so 1/4 ounce, 1/8 of a gill. That's bizarre. So let's actually throw some lemon juice at that, and I will throw a 1/2 ounce of lemon juice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ah. Right.
Now I want to to see where I am so far. Since I'm mixing in glass, if you're doing a drink like this, you don't need to be concerned about shaking, really. You got plenty of ice. Give it a good stir. It'll get cold. So far, I've got a really nice sidecar effect going on. And considering what I put in there, that's not any surprise to anybody.
Yep, no wonder I like it.
Yep, no wonder.
Tastes like a sidecar.
So I want to vary that up a little bit more so that we demonstrate that we work a little harder for you at the lounge. So I'm going to throw in some bitters. I'm going to throw in some Angostura.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anthony says not love is Red Fox. Got it. Okay, we're all on the same page now.
Oh, I think I heard about his money troubles.
Yeah, he did have money troubles.
I believe that's because he didn't really like to pay taxes.
Nobody likes to pay
Nobody
taxes.
likes to pay taxes, but
do it.
You know, I have heard of other people who don't like to pay taxes who managed to avoid it.
We're all on the same.
And he didn't.
Certifies retreat.
IRS caught up with him.
A rating of Mr. Boston is a certified retreat. Let's do it. All right, when you finish your drink. You added bitters, though.
2 dashes.
Errol says it would be cool to have a toolbox with all sizes of drink measuring equipment, kind of like a socket wrench kit. I agree.
Somebody
That's a great idea.
Needs to find all of these little different size double metal jigs and put that together into a container and take a picture.
How much?
That's Instagram worthy.
How much bitters did you do?
2 dash.
2 dashes of Angostura? Okay.
I'm going to add a dash of this passion syrup right here. Just a little. So I get a note. That's it.
Okay.
Just a little.
8 dash.
That's not really exact measure when you're pouring from this guy. If you're doing this at home and you want to be a little closer, pour it into your jig. And just carefully go up.
You could do like a quarter ounce.
Quarter ounce,
that would
an ounce, that kind of thing. It's really tough to get down to that level of granularity.
I know I'm going to send this out to people with the name, a dummy name on it.
Perhaps we need a better name for this while we mix. And I frequently will throw the bitters into a drink like this and let them sit because it tends to start, bleeding out into the glass.
Oh, jeez.
And it forms a nice effect. But I'm actually going to stir it.
Anthony says the IRS gets all us Italians.
Oh,
you said I didn't say it. You said
nothing of the sort.
The secret ingredient is bitters. Yes. Bitters really do
make the difference.
A lot of work in a drink.
Why might that be? Well, here's cocktail 102 for you. Because bitters are very concentrated extracts. Yes. It's like if you were to go to your spice shelf, grab, say, almond extract and add a dash. Suddenly you get a lot of almond flavor. That's why. Yep. Bitters have all sorts of roots and roots, twigs, leaves, this kind of stuff. The key ingredient, a lot of an old-fashioned style bitters is gentian root, which is fantastically bitter. Very, very bitter. But you infuse that with all these other things and berries and such and whatnot, and you've got something that basically tastes like medicine, but you're using a drop. You're using 2 drops. It infuses into your drink and adds a lot of flavor. That's a culinary aspect. So
I had a drink name and then it went right out of my brain.
I like that.
I don't like that it went out of my brain.
Oh, that's I don't like that.
Oh, yummy. This might be the featured cocktail.
Might be the featured cocktail. And I just whipped that up like that. Well, you whipped up 2 like that, so
I did, and I'm loving this.
You're loving that one.
So low.
Nice. This is the kind of thing I like to have if I'm out grilling, because it's a good size. A glass like this has a certain tip factor when it's on the side of your grill. So I'm careful with that. I don't want to smell my drink. I want to be careful, Whereas this has a very low center of gravity, and it's a good thing.
I named it.
It's a classic. It looks like you get out there in a pair of Bermuda shorts. It just looks like a 1965 picture. And it's great to be outdoors cooking.
I called it the Suburban Sophisticate. Because he said he was out grilling and he would have that by the grill. So, all right.
I don't think that anything in that drink would be that unusual to somebody in that period of time either.
Oh, I'm bitter.
Oh. The obvious response to that, which I will say, I'm not going to tell you this as on a personal level, but don't be bitter. You know what? I will tell you on a personal level, be as bitter as you want. Sometimes there's good reason. When things fail on you so miserably, and they're like the systems that are supposed to help you, be bitter. Oh, whoa, you know? What the heck?
I don't know. I don't feel like being bitter serves a purpose. You know, like I get it. Believe me, there's so many things I could be bitter about, but I just think like, why? Nobody cares. Nobody cares if I'm bitter.
I think that from time to time, nobody cares, but there's no recourse. So you know what? You're going to hear about it.
Well, it's like you're bitter, but everyone's just looking at you like blah, 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 blah. Like no one cares, so...
Let
it go. Oh, we need a drink called Let It Go.
Let it go. It's okay to let people know about it.
Exactly.
You know that?
He says exactly. I know.
It's okay to let people know about it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
By the way, another hot tip. You can buy these in any supermarket in the country. This is like the one bitters brand that survived Prohibition more than any of the others. Although Fee Brothers did as well. I'm not entirely sure
Drink with no
how they
tip
did it,
is
but they
salvation of suburban world.
But Angostura, which has been doing their job since the 1820s, I believe, right on their label talks about, use it in soups.
I know they're all about using their bitters in soups.
Use this while you're cooking. And this makes a lot of sense. You've got an extract. This is just like an herbal extract. Add that, and you're adding a dash of flavor.
For sure.
Oh, hello.
But
so
I don't make that many soups. Honestly.
Maybe you should make more. I'm just saying. That's a fun idea. And you can find a lot of products in your baking store and your cooking store that look an awful lot like that.
Oh, Lisa's asking about Ooga Mooga. I don't know. I don't know if that's been updated lately.
Yeah, I think that might be a little more abundant. It was very hot stuff around 2004.
Yeah.
And we can do the math right now and say, okay, that's 16 years ago. Oh, yeah. So I think that the creator of that may be onto something else. It's spelled Mooga.
I don't know.
So take a look that way. Yes, and it's a fun resource. I mean, it was a really great place to take a look at what was what. And people could display their entire collection up there and just say, just tag this mug, tag that mug. It's a fun idea,
Ken says we have smashed many a stoneware wine glass. Oh, no.
This is why...
I try to buy glasses at the dollar store.
I like to buy the wine glasses at the dollar store. Another great resource, IKEA. The glasses.
That's true.
It's like your 6-pack of wine glasses.
It's like $5.
Good all-purpose.
So they come to less than $1.
Good all-purpose wine glass. Yeah. Doesn't matter the color of the wine. Is $5. And if it breaks...
Wait, Lisa's used bitters in her soups.
You have done it. I'm glad to hear that.
Well, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Whenever I make a soup again.
Next time I make a soup,
I haven't made a soup in a long time.
I tend not to make soups in the summer, despite the fact that there's a lot of great summer soups.
But I'm trying to think, did I make a soup last winter?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Within the past 365, I have made chowder, and there's a classic winter soup right there.
That's true.
And honestly, the bitters would have been a good idea in the chowder. So there you have it, folks. I had to be very fond of salmon corn chowder. Ooh, that sounds good right now.
I know, it does.
Getting hungry.
I was thinking of gazpacho.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like booze would help gazpacho.
Couldn't hurt. Shot of tequila. Or even a shot of brandy. Spanish gazpacho with some Spanish brandy.
Yep.
Maybe even a little sherry. Not a bad idea. When I was a kid, I couldn't do gazpacho. I just didn't like that raw tomato
Gazpacho?
Gazpacho, I said. Gazpacho. And how it's pronounced.
Gazpacho.
And then I got a little older, and I got used to
soju! Christy, yes, soju! Anyway, you go ahead, but...
I will, yes.
No, but...
Pardon me while I yammer about gazpacho here. I got a little older, and I decided to try to realize that the combination of flavors was quite nice, and it is awfully refreshing in the summer. So I recommend it. But you go about the soju.
Soju.
No, yeah, read, please.
No, Christy says, when I was in Korea, the drink was soju.
Mm-hmm.
Unregulated, so one night you could drink and feel little effect, but another night of drinking and get plastered on one cocktail.
Oh, yeah.
We've had soju, haven't we?
I'm not 100% sure we have, actually. I'm familiar with...
Oh, no, we've had baijiu. That's what I'm
baijiu.
thinking. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
That's actually like Chinese versus Korean.
Yes.
And baijiu
but I love that.
Baijiu is not only a huge category which involves all sorts of products.
Yes, I love it.
But it is the largest category of liquor in the world.
I love it.
And it is largely unknown in the States. We actually have a very nice bottle of baijiu, which you don't really care for.
I don't. It's a little sweet for my taste.
It's got a very particular flavor.
But
what the hell's up with baijiu? It's just sorghum.
Amy has a bottle of soju and doesn't know what to do with it. Wow, this is just perfect.
Yes.
You need to talk amongst yourselves.
Honestly, I think we're almost getting into sake territory in terms of what to do with that in a cocktail. Yeah. It's a different kind of product. I think soju is actually a distilled product, whereas sake is a fermented product and made differently. But
just drink it. Christy says, just drink it.
Drink it.
I love it.
You could always do a martini variation. You could always add some savory flavors. You could always add little bits of lemon peel or bitters like we do here. Try that out and see where you go. And at this point, there's going to be like a huge number of people experimenting with this stuff. I happen to have the latest Mr. Boston guide right here. Let me take a look and see what they say. If they even actually identify that?
Yeah, the cider back there, Dewey.
Let me take a look.
All right. Let me comb through the fridge, see what we have.
Just getting around. No, I got that. Got a ginger ale.
No. And you don't think we have one in the big fridge, right?
No, I think we've been out of cider
for
some time now.
I'm gonna...
It's unfortunate, but true.
I've reached the part of the evening where I'm just gonna open a beer.
Open a beer and mix with. Beer cocktails are a very popular category.
Exactly.
Let me see here.
I've got to be functional tomorrow.
I do as well.
Darn work.
Darn work.
Darn work. I've got to be functional tomorrow.
It's been a drag. Yeah, well, not if it does what you want to.
Like pay me?
Here we go. They are not identifying the liquor itself. It's not a large enough category to make this book. This book is more like, your standard Western liquors, gin, brandy, that kind of stuff. But here's something called So-Q, as in cue ball. And it's an ounce of gin, an ounce of soju, an ounce of dry vermouth. That's an interesting way to go. 3/4 ounce of simple syrup, and a 1/2 ounce of fresh lime juice. Stir that with ice. Strain into a chilled cocktail glass. Garnish with a cucumber slice. So that is really working the angle I was talking about. That's like a martini variation. I'm
with that, except I might cut down on the simple syrup.
Yeah, I would too.
Because that sounds awfully sweet.
That sounds pretty sweet. If I don't really know the flavor of the soju.
Gagging thinking
but
about
I'm kind of imagining
yeah.
that this is like a light liquor. So, yeah. You could try that and see where you get. And take a look online and see what else is happening.
But otherwise it sounded good.
Because that's a pretty large category too, where it is, as a matter of fact. And of course there's a huge Korean American population that's been in the States, in various places in the States for a long time. So you can go to Koreatown in your city and find a lot of soju.
Kind of exciting. Yeah, I agree. It sounds too sweet, right?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I would cut back on that sweetness. Yeah. I'm kind of thinking
I don't like drinks that are too sweet.
Proportions on that sounded like a little too much vermouth for my taste too.
Yeah,
2 ounces your base.
Cut back on the vermouth too.
2 ounces your base, 1/2 ounce of the vermouth. You're working on a pretty good martini kind of formula.
Yep.
Keep that dry. You could add the sour. That's not a bad idea. You could add some bitters. That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
And the soju.
That was an ounce of gin, ounce of soju. So that's
okay. So yeah,
mm-hmm.
I'm here for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, yeah, not. You could cut the simple out entirely.
I might do that.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Now I wish we had some. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, Koreatown. Oh, is there?
Yeah,
I don't know. I know there's one in New York, but
there's a whole section, and very well known for not only those Korean barbecue places. We've been to a few of those that are really good, but karaoke. Your best karaoke in town is in Koreatown. It's pretty hilarious.
That was kind of the best karaoke ever.
So, you go for your Korean barbecue, you have like a few soju, and then you sawed off to a little karaoke place next door, and you let it rip. Big fun.
Yeah, maybe a mix of juices. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Give it a try.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun experimenting with that bottle. Now I feel like we need one.
Yep. A simple search on the internet will probably turn up a lot of things you might try. Use your instinct and listen to what we do here in terms of what you might do with that. And I think you can do quite well. You will know when it's too sweet. You'll know when it's just off. Definitely. And I tell you, as we do around here, if you mix it and it was terrible, remember, it makes great drain cleaner. Try it again.
We try to avoid pouring out.
I really do. From time to time, we try something and it does not.
Christy says the soju in the States is regulated, so no surprises. Yeah, there is something to that. There's something to no surprises.
I will say that I have heard various things about Eastern liquors, including the fact that there are many circumstances in, say, China or Japan where drinking is a very ceremonial thing, is a very social thing. And it kind of reminds me of like if you're at a party and your hosts are like, we're Polish American, and you have this bottle of vodka. Somebody makes a toast, you do a shot. Somebody else, you do a shot. Somebody else, you do a shot. And it's just like after a while, you're like, I love this party, but I'm going to sleep now. Whoa, a lot of hospitality.
Oh, okay. Amy's was brought back from Korea.
Ah,
that's very cool.
The real thing.
That's very cool.
But I've heard that absolutely by baijiu, there's all sorts of levels of this stuff. Some of this is aged for a long time and is pretty nice stuff. Some of this is not. Some of this is not aged and is very high proof. And I'm looking at this stuff saying that's lighter fuel. Wow. I mean, put that in your cigarette lighter. So there's levels all over the place. And that's the largest category in the world. Billions of people drink baijiu. So what the hell do I know, right? But soju is a smaller population, perhaps a little more discriminating. I like the idea that, you might get something regulated.
It's a little something.
Just means you have to be very careful with what's going on there.
I just wanted a little something to wet the whistle, so I poured some.
A little hazy.
Saranac Lil hazy ale into my glass, and I'm like, needs a little something.
So what is the soju actually distilled from? That's my question.
Is that, I don't know, is that sorghum or is that something else?
Baijiu sorghum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know then.
And there's different levels inside.
I know baijiu. I don't know soju.
The more sophisticated level of that, I believe, is generally termed mutai.
Yes.
Yep. Usually packaged in fancy ceramic bottles.
Let's see.
Tends to cost some bucks. It's a ceremonial kind of thing. It's a gift. You would give that as a gift, as I recall.
It's a nice gift.
Yeah. I happen to like the bottle that we happen to get as a promo bottle.
It is very pretty.
It is pretty high proof. I think it's about 100, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And I have mixed successfully with it. It has a very particular flavor. It's a clear liquor that you would definitely think of in a sort of a martini fashion. And it can work there. It can definitely work there. So now I'm interested. What's in the soju?
Oh, I've got it.
Oh, there's a nod to absinthe. That's a whole category
I've got two ideas.
Was pretty dead for a long time for legal reasons. And it got very popular maybe about 15 years ago again. There are some really good absinthes on the market again now.
I don't know. All right, I'm torn.
Yes, what are you thinking? To go into here?
Or?
Either would do, but you could plug the one in your right hand.
I know, that's true.
That's a promo liquor.
All right.
So
you're probably going to have to order this, but we were sent, and now I have to flag this video as being sponsored. Gin Fuego from Lee Spirits in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff is great.
This is a lot of fun. The Fuego, I believe, starts out as their 90 or 100 proof gin, and they've added some hot flavors to it.
Yes, it is
the Fuego.
Spicy. Jello. Okay, I need a measure that's on the small side, like maybe the 3/4.
That would be this.
Okay. I'm going to add, I better make some room in my glass.
Yep. I'm sorry, I need to make some room, Glug. I'm familiar with that.
That's what I just did. All right. Okay. 3/4 of an ounce Gin Fuego from Lee's Spirits. I'm going to do this neatly.
Lee actually sent us a number of large bottles. And
oh my gosh, they did. They were awesome.
Because they do these premixed cocktail cans. And those are a lot of fun. They're like, the bourbon lemonade kind of thing. Yeah.
And then...
Good stuff.
So I should find I'm going to share their website.
Sure.
Lee's Spirits.
As it turns out, this is 90 proof. So this is a little less than I was claiming.
Woohoo!
But it's good to see. That's still higher than you're getting out of a
I don't even think
bottle.
we've used any lime. I'm going to use a dash of lemon juice.
Yeah, squeeze all the lime in. Using lemon time.
All right. A little dash of lemon juice. And then I'm going to fill with my little hazy ale.
Refill with your little hazy. Good
now
place
let's
to be.
see what we think. I was a little bored with just the beer.
The beer itself is actually quite nice. However,
oh my gosh.
Mixing.
Woo! That's going to burn, and I like it.
Kind of burn that you would like, as a matter of fact.
I'm going to find Lee's Spirits and show their website.
I know the kind of burn she's talking about, and I'm expecting it.
Lee's Spirits.
Oh, yeah. And that's that's an afterburn. You taste that, and you're like, really? I know it's good, and then there it goes.
Awesome.
That's the kind of thing
so
where,
good.
like, you're starting...
Colorado Springs, that's where I was born.
Oh, hello, right?
No wonder I like it.
You're mixed with that stuff, and you're like, oh, my throat's kind of scratchy now. I think I'm getting a cold.
Perfection.
Make that, take that, you'll feel better.
So good.
Maybe you get a cold anyway, but you feel better. So that's very important.
All right. Dropped it on Facebook. Wait, why isn't it?
Why isn't it up?
Oh, okay.
There it is. Delayed effect.
Internet's slow.
Big surprise, right?
I hate you, Internet.
I hate you, man. Lee is, they make some really good products.
I hate you, Internet.
Worth checking out. When we did the promo on the show, a lot of people were asking where they could get this.
Yeah.
And,
Lisa likes absinthe. All right.
Yep. Lemon drop.
Ooh. Haven't had one of those.
Let me see if I got that to my
We haven't had one of those in a long time, but we've enjoyed many a lemon drop in our day.
90s Mr. Boston probably tells me how to make
a
lemon drop.
I just dropped the link to Lee's Spirits. Definitely, if get on, order their stuff. They're in Colorado Springs, but...
See if your local store can order it. That's a good idea.
So good. It depends on your liquor distribution laws in your state.
It really does, and they are all over the place right now.
It just feels like
sorry to report.
So I did how much? I did 3/4 of an ounce.
Yes, you did. You asked for that measure. Lemon drop. I've got that right here. And this is probably a very standard formula to make this kind of thing. I could estimate what's in there, but I will tell you from Mr. B. Okay. So you name your drink because we're talking to the crowd right now.
Okay, hold on.
So.
I'm just putting down the ingredients.
Yeah, the Lee's Spirits Gin Fuego. Dash of fresh lemon juice.
Chilled ale.
And then your chilled ale. Now, the hazy we have was actually advertised as a hazy ale. I think it's actually fairly low alcohol. It's like 4.5.
It is a low gravity.
But it's not as...
Which is probably a good thing right now.
Yeah. But definitely, that has a lot of flavor in it. It's got some sort of citrus flavors to it. It's nice. The lemon drop, okay.
Oh, yeah. Are you making one?
No.
But yeah, share it. I've enjoyed many a lemon drop in my day.
I don't think you enjoyed this. This is actually in their... in the
Maybe I didn't. But...
90s Mr. Boston has a big section on shooters. By which I mean shots. You go to a bar, you do shots.
Oh.
That kind of thing.
And Peter says lemon drops are always fun.
Well,
I'm pretty sure I enjoyed them.
This is described as a shot of vodka. So you get a shot glass, and you fill it with vodka.
Okay.
You get a lemon wedge, and you get sugar. Your vodka needs to be cold.
No, we've had it as a cocktail.
I know. I'm describing this because I'm reading it.
Right.
Ready?
Yeah, I know. I am.
Take your bottle of cold vodka, pour a shot, take your lemon wedge, dip it in the sugar, shoot the vodka, and then suck on the sweetened lemon.
Nope.
That's not a good idea.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
Moving right along to the other Mr. Boston. Maybe we can find a lemon drop that's a cocktail.
In that book. That book is very cocktailian.
I don't know.
We're looking for something a little more illegitimate.
I'm telling you, gotta wonder about the lemon drop.
Does anyone remember that from Victor Victoria?
Mm.
Yes, well, you see, I'm looking for something a little more illegitimate.
Illegitimate. Let me see if somebody's making this the way that I think that it should be made. Here we go. This will work.
Nope. All right.
So, are you ready? This actually calls for a lemon wedge and some powdered sugar. Okay? Not hard to find either of those.
So far, so good.
Yeah. 1.5 ounces of the lemon vodka. This is calling...
Wait, no, it calls for lemon vodka?
Lemon vodka.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I would just use regular vodka.
You can use regular because this has lemon juice in it.
Because it's going to be lemony enough.
Yeah. There are some pretty nice flavored vodkas on the market. This is what you're supposed to do with it. If you don't have that, get yourself a reputable brand of vodka, and away we go. Shot of the vodka, 3/4 ounce of the lemon juice, 1/4 ounce of simple syrup. Oh, that's actually balanced towards the sour, as a matter of fact. Okay? And you shake all of that with the ice. In the meantime, you take your glass, and you actually spread some lemon around that, and then you dip it in the sugar. So sugar rim on your glass.
Yep.
Shake that, strain in the glass, and squeeze your lemon wedge.
Wait, what are the proportions again?
Shot of vodka,
yes.
3/4 fresh lemon juice, 1/4 ounce simple syrup.
Now that feels unbalanced to me.
Unbalanced how?
I would do a shot of the vodka, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
1/2 ounce of lemon juice, 1/2 ounce simple.
Bear in mind that they have a sugar rim on that glass. So you could veer a little sour.
Okay, no. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thinking about it?
2 ounces vodka.
Okay.
2 ounces vodka. 3/4 of an ounce lemon juice. 1/2 ounce simple.
That would work. That would work just fine.
That's what I would do.
And you might not actually do the sugar rim. That's kind of a special effect.
Peter, when you come to our house, I will make you one and you will tell us what you think.
Yep.
Because I think I would do 2 of the vodka, 3/4 of the lemon, and 1/2 ounce of the sugar if you're doing the sugar rim.
This is the newest book, and it was still actually calling for the flavored vodka. And you're thinking, yeah, well, it really depends. I've had some flavored vodka that was actually really, really good. And then I've seen some on the market.
What vodka was that?
Well, it was a long time ago.
Must have been.
And it was like an herbal infused vodka, and it came from the Soviet embassy. That's how long ago this was.
Oh, but I mean, so it's unobtainium.
At this point, forget it. But these days, you do have a number of brands which are doing it. And I think Stoli does make like a Stoli Pepper, which is flavored with pepper. I don't think it's sweetened.
I haven't. Okay, now I will say that there are some brands that are kind of botanical that I have not tried.
Yeah.
I will reserve judgment.
Absolutely.
And
I've also seen some brands.
I see flavored vodka and I just think like, oh, whipped cream flavor. I'm like.
I have seen whipped cream. I have seen buttered popcorn. And I have seen bubblegum. And I think, if these three things are not aimed at underage drinkers, I will eat my head. That sounds like a crime against humanity.
This is aimed at children.
No, bad news. Lee Spirits made an infused vodka product here, an infused gin product actually that is totally on the level. Good stuff.
On the up and up.
Yeah, seriously. So that's the thing. If you have a citrus vodka that is basically just the flavor, the vodka, no sweetening, I think that would work just fine. There are some good brands on the market.
I can see it.
Definitely.
I can see it.
But I've seen a lot of things out there that are going flavor vodka that are just like, it's sort of a premix. It's ready to just throw into a glass because it already has the sweetening and whatnot. You could mix with that, but they just want you to pour and drink.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
Amy says vodka equals bad.
It really, really depends. There is a lot of vodka on the market which actually adheres to the definition of vodka in this country, which is undistinguished spirit.
This is the vodka we have, bootlegger from Prohibition. I feel like your local
distillery.
We actually care vodka.
Your local distillery
that tastes more like a gin than a vodka are okay, but
it's making a really high quality product.
But I see your point.
There's a lot of vodkas out there. They come in large plastic bottles, and it's really questionable.
Unobtainium. Harold loves that term. They use it in the engineering world occasionally.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Yeah, unobtainium. Oh, hi, Dana. Wait.
I think you got to check your screen, my friend. Uh-oh.
Not moved into me. Oh, my gosh. Okay, you got to hit refresh. Hit refresh.
Try that out, because we've definitely moved
in
that
direction. Appropriate. I have moved.
Yeah.
I've moved.
I might get a little slow motion, but not that slow motion.
I know.
Wow. No fun.
That's slow. Unobtainium. Yep.
But I will say this, and this is in defense of the vodkas of the nation, because it's a category.
The vodkas of the nation? Did you just say that?
Yep.
Which nation?
This one.
Okay.
There was a period of time which goes back to before the 1950s where vodka was just this sort of like obscure ingredient. Nobody was drinking it. If you were in like your local like Russian or Polish population in a big city, on the Eastern Seaboard in particular, you knew what it was. Nobody was drinking this stuff. People were drinking gin. People were drinking whiskey. People might be drinking brandy. Nobody knew what this stuff was. You get to the late 1940s into the 50s, and like some guy has bought a distillery. He needs to sell vodka. What does he do?
I forget his name, but
yeah, I kind of
he's the one that bought the James Bond rights.
But this is actually, I believe, Seagram's, and he needed to sell vodka, so he invents the Moscow Mule. And suddenly the category starts.
Seagram.
No, it's Seagram's distillery, and he starts actually selling this stuff by inventing a drink. And then he starts thinking, well, Martin, I think was his name. If I'm gonna be selling this stuff, I could sell this.
Jack Morgan, John Jack Morgan.
I could actually sell this stuff by selling this stuff in martinis, because a martini is just gin.
Insect flying around me.
And so he starts promoting the vodka martini, and that suddenly becomes a really big category in the States. There's all these quotes about like one of those guys who was one of those young men who switched to vodka kind of stuff. And over time, that becomes a really negative connotation. Like, well, it doesn't have any character, and you're drinking stuff that's kind of junky. Well, some of the stuff becomes junky too. But if you distill your spirits properly, you come up with a reputable product.
Hold on. I'm doing research as we speak. You might think I'm web surfing, but no. I'm doing research.
I think you're finding out what it was. I think the guy's name was John Martin.
Martin, yes, exactly. We just said that.
I think they actually...
John, late drink salesman John Martin.
Yep. And it's Smirnoff.
Yep.
So...
And then they bought the rights in the James Bond films, so suddenly it was vodka, not gin.
When the Bond novels, which were very popular, were starting to be serialized into motion pictures, he was wondering about getting the on-screen rights, and did actually buy into that. And Bond, of course, in the very first Bond book, which is Casino Royale, makes something which is a martini with vodka and gin. When the movies start, you got this guy who's bought the rights to have his product featured on screen. He's like, well, get rid of the gin. So suddenly Bond is drinking vodka martinis.
I have to take a moment.
Please.
Satellite says, tomorrow is the 12th anniversary of when Mr. Michael Rogers and I first met. Yay! Yay! Happy anniversary.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, l'amour. I love it.
It conquers all.
Oh.
I'm glad to hear that. 12.
I love that.
That
makes me happy.
Oh.
Yay.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, good night, Anthony. Oh. Yeah, hit refresh. Good cocktail. Yeah. Exactly. Just hit refresh. I don't know.
You know, I'm sorry that from time to time these things freeze up. We're going out.
Yeah,
over
I am sorry.
1 million conduits to get to your local television set or phone or whatever you're watching on.
An anniversary.
And sometimes it conks out. That's why we're on 2 platforms. Oh, I'm glad to. Oh,
I love that there's an anniversary happening. Makes me happy.
I'm glad that these things happen.
Yay!
This message is brought to you by, you know, we've been making some great
Shut
stuff.
Up.
No, I'm
Shut
serious. Up. Like this is very touching. I'm glad to hear that.
Makes me happy.
Yeah, that's great stuff. And you've actually provided you with several little items that might refresh the day here. That's awesome.
Oh, Lisa says, nice info on vodka. According to the documentary Neat, bourbon fell out of favor and had to have drinkers attracted back to it.
There's good reason for that, and there's really 2 good reasons for that. The major reason is a capitalized word called prohibition, where like bourbon, which has to be aged, after prohibition, people start making it again. You have to wait around for it, right? Gin was one thing. Take your vodka, put some botanicals in it, and suddenly you've got gin, right? You got some pretty terrible gin at the time, but whatever. You didn't have to wait around for it. Bourbon is more like 6 months to 2 years or more to get a good quality product. People wanted to start drinking again. What are they going to drink? Well, the solution was we have some stuff that was in the warehouse. We don't have enough of it. So what do? You cut it.
It's not aged.
And that was called blended whiskey. What is it blended with? Neutral spirits.
Who knows?
High proof vodka. And there's a lot of those that are still on the market, and people get used to them. And they're a little, watered down, so to speak.
Who knows?
These days, of course, you've got all sorts of local distilleries that decide, well, we're making vodka and gin because we have to sell something immediately, but we really want to make bourbon. So they start doing it, and there's some really good product out there. This is why bourbon kind of died on the vine at the time. It kind of went underground or whatever. Once you were able to import Scotch and Irish whiskey again, that was available to you. But then, a lot of gin drinks happened, and eventually, vodka comes into favor because you got a guy promoting it really hard, and that becomes a big category.
He was promoting it hard too.
Yeah. He invented a drink. It's considered a classic. It really came back in the past couple of years. Served in a particular vessel, the copper mug, which is kind of fun. And, kind of really promotes ginger beer, which I happen to like a lot. It's a good mixer. So it's funny how these spirits come and go. There are some really good documentaries out there. That Ken Burns one on Prohibition, certainly recommended. It's actually a lot of fun. He did good work there. Tells you, spends a lot of time leading up to actual Prohibition, so you get a good idea why this happened and why it was considered a good idea. That's fun.
I cracked myself up. I called this drink the Evil Beer Fairy.
Why is it evil?
Because of the Gin Fuego.
Oh, the Gin Fuego. Yeah.
It's the Evil Beer Fairy.
It does have some heat, which I happen to like a lot.
I love that.
And I tell you, if it's a day where you've been...
The vessel with a pestle. Oh my gosh, Amy! Oh. Yes.
I heard somebody quoting that recently, and it was hilarious. Yeah.
We might have to do a whole court jester
video.
Danny
K video? There's a lot of fun stuff. Remember, they're not dancing. They're doing choreography.
You raised the specter, Amy. We might have to do a court jester video.
Let's see where we go with that. There's a
I love that idea. Maybe next week.
A lot of classic Americana happening right there.
The pellet with the poison.
Speaking of drinks and being dry. Oh, I could do that. Let me get rid of some ice. Don't need ice in your beer.
I feel like if I hadn't already had a couple of drinks, I could probably do that whole sequence by heart. Now I'm like, yeah, the vessel with the pestle, the pellet with the poison.
And the who's this with what's this?
And it has the brew that is true. But I'm like, vessel with pestle, pellet with poison, brew that is true. These drinks name themselves with the court jester.
Just gonna do what you're drinking.
Yeah, so yeah, most of the brew that is true. Exactly.
Boom.
Exactly. Oh. People gotta go see the court jester though.
Well worth
I feel
your
like
time.
all the youngsters maybe don't know the court jester.
Well worth your time.
I feel like that could be a good video that 3 of us will watch, but oh.
It's fun though.
Oh my gosh, Lisa says my mom used to make bathtub gin.
Oh boy.
Do you have a recipe?
What goes into your bathtub gin?
If you have a recipe, I am all about recreating that.
So there's another documentary.
I might get arrested for bootlegging, but
another documentary out there called America Drinks. It's a companion piece to something called American Eats.
So good.
Which is all about food and fast food in the 20th century. And this dates back about 30 years, actually.
We gotta do this. We gotta do this. I love this idea. This is why, look, I shouldn't even try to pick themes.
So much better.
You guys pick themes for me.
You are 100 minds out there. Well, whoever's watching, however many minds out there, you are many more minds than we have right here.
More minds.
And you are thinking of many fantastic things. Yes. So I'm kind of glad you're here, What can I say?
I'm totally glad
Very glad you're here. Fun things happen when we start talking about drinks and food and TV and
so much
stuff like that there.
Pellet with the poison.
Do you think that you could reach the... we have some bitters.
What do you need?
From Hella, which are hot.
Oh.
I feel like punching up that heat that's going on in this drink. Just saying.
I can't do it. Oh, wait. Wait, my phone's supposed to be plugged in.
It is plugged in.
Why am I about to lose power?
I can't tell you that. You are plugged in.
Plug me in over there, please.
Glad to do it. Pardon us, folks.
This isn't plugged in, so plug it in over there, if you don't mind. Thank you. Okay.
Peculiar. Well, we can deal with such things. Okay. Sorry to leave the screen, folks.
My phone won't keep a charge.
It is at that point in his lifetime. That's a terrible thing. But we are handling as we go with the pellet and the pestle and the vessel and the poison.
The pellet with the poison.
I'll get it straight one of these days. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Pass this to you.
Wait, which are you passing me? The phone?
The phone. Yep.
I don't know where to put it.
Matter of fact, this has not been opened. Ooh, exciting.
Really? Oh, because I think we have an old one, but I don't know where it is.
Oh, it's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's why I brought my knife over, so I can open such a vessel.
I gotta... Let's do that.
That's always fun. Do it this way.
Just
okay,
saying.
fine. Let's open this bitters bottle here. I happen to like these Hella products a lot.
Says that's why you have cocktail parties, to compile everyone's wonderful ideas. Uh-oh.
That's why we're here. Oh, what have you done?
Oh,
you touched the screen.
Oh, hold on.
Yep, there we go. Boom, boom, boom.
Phony hates me. I named my phone Phony, and Phony hates me.
For shame.
But I love what you said, Satellite. That was very sweet.
We've got something from Hella Bitters, which I believe is made in Brooklyn. They call this smoked chili.
It is made in
They have actually taken some hot stuff and infused it. I'm going to show people apart about three dashes.
My mom is 86 years old and she won't give it up. Oh! This is speaking of Danny K and Americana. We have the happiest Christmases. Danny.
That is one of our favorites around Christmas time, and I got to say,
Christmas will be here any minute.
Oh, brother!
So
I got to say that among this audience right now, about 50% of you probably consider that among your favorites too. I just know this crowd, and for good reason. It's a lot of fun. It's hilarious. So
it's Bing Crosby tap dance with Danny effing K.
It's a really great sequence. We quote that all the time. That whole thing where he's going into who he works for is kind of a classic. I think a lot of people can sympathize with that a little too well. Yeah. Oh, great stuff. But killer. Absolutely killer. And you know, that time of year is a time of like great emotion for many people. Not always for the positive. Well, it's what it is, folks. It's
Christmas.
What it is. But I dearly enjoy this season.
I love
Always
Christmas.
have. Always have. You know that we do it up a little extreme around this place. And in no time at all, it will be time to do that. And we will do it again a little extreme because it's all kinds of fun. And you're here.
I was just realizing the other day how close Halloween is.
Good grief. Yeah, Joe was decorating for Halloween when we were there.
It's August.
That was Monday.
It's August.
September, October. Oh boy. In the immortal words of, who was it, the fifth Stooge, Joe Besser. You know, it's going to be here before you know it. Wow. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Stooge. And our next drink has to be named the fifth
Stooge. Now we're talking about the Three Stooges fans over here. The other big
the Three Stooges, but we're talking about the fifth Stooge.
The other leg that propped up Columbia Pictures.
The fifth
Hilarious.
Stooge.
You might be wondering, well, what the hell's he drinking? I just did what she did in a different glass. It's the same old thing. A little beer, a shot of that infused vodka. No, infused gin. It's an infused gin, as a matter of fact. And I punched up the heat because I thought that it was getting lost in there. So that's working very well for me right now.
So what are you having?
We don't write out.
I'm writing it down.
I'm not having the fifth Stooge. This is not the fifth Stooge.
Well, then I'll create the fifth Stooge.
We could actually create the fifth Stooge on the spot right here, right now. That could happen, yeah. This is what usually happens.
I just love the idea of the fifth Stooge.
At the 11th hour, we frequently create the fifth Stooge. Think about it that way.
At the 11th hour, we frequently create the fifth Stooge.
From time to time,
try to figure out that math.
I love arcane math myself, and it's kind of like...
The 11th hour, we frequently create the fifth Stooge.
In 2021, you sometimes have to argue with people who think that the planet is flat.
And he says... The fifth Stooge, what cocktail would that be? Okay, well, fifth Stooge.
The Stooges sound like they're drinking beer.
Oh, Lisa. Oh, thank you. Lisa says we love you guys.
I frequently see your name on these broadcasts, if not always.
Oh,
and I dearly enjoy the fact
we love
that
seeing you. You guys are the best.
You're really just, you're such a great couple with such great stories. Because life happens and funny things happen, therefore.
I feel like the fifth Stooge has to involve beer and bourbon.
Those are two good places to be. And we have so many good things to mix with. And fruit juices and whatnot. Oh boy.
Do we have any chilled beers beyond? Here's the bourbon. I'm going to go in search of beer.
I could get you a good chilled beer for the appropriate effect. Yeah, definitely.
Where is it?
Take a look in there and see if you can find a 12 horse. That would be appropriate for the period. Yeah, we happen to find recently that Genesee Brewing, which uses Jenny Cream Ale and also Jenny like regular, the flagship, also does 12 horse ale. Wow, an old man ale. Oh yeah, this is from the year 2, I think. Not the beer; it was brewed not that long ago. But there it is, 12 horse. We cannot get this locally. We had to go to Albany for this. So I got to ask our locals.
We had to drive through Albany for this.
We happen to be up in that direction anyway for other reasons. And we stopped by at this beer distributor. And they had this stuff. So I got to ask our local if they can get this stuff. Because they got Jenny easily.
12 horse. All right. So the fifth Stooge.
What's in the fifth Stooge? Of course, remember, it's the Three Stooges.
Inadequate amount of bourbon.
It's the Three Stooges, so obviously there was, prior to that, there was a fourth Stooge. Yes.
Amy likes Jenny Cream.
Come to Ohana, which I believe you will, and you will find some in our cooler at our table on Saturday because there's always a lot of old man beer, and Jenny Cream belongs in that cooler. It's kind of a classic. I really like the stuff. It's easily found around these parts. Yep.
All right. So I'm thinking an inadequate amount of bourbon. Here's this one with the sixth Stooge. He's already filled the roll of the fifth. Oh boy. Okay.
I'm thinking of an inadequate amount of bourbon would be like, hey, you knuckleheads, where's the bourbon?
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Like,
Whoop, 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 whoop. Hey, Mo. Ah! You know?
Now I feel like watching.
Go into special effects. I have a whole special effects machine right here. Let's see what we got. Ah!
Wrong.
Too close to the microphone, you knuckleheads.
Wrong.
What do we got? Ah! No! No! Ah! Yep.
It was close.
Mmm.
I like that one, but it wasn't Three Stooges.
A lot of Stooges-esque stuff happening here, I gotta say.
That was very
That's
Three
Three
Stooges.
Stooges. So, there we go. We got your Stooges sound effects. We got your Stooges old man beer. They would definitely be drinking that. These are 3 kids from Brooklyn.
All right.
They got enough vaudeville.
Grab a big glass.
Like a pint size, or?
No, like a big cocktail glass, I think.
You want a cocktail size, or do you want a tall glass?
Well, no, cocktail.
Okay. How do you like?
Oh my god.
Oh, that'll do.
That shirt.
Yep. Oh, that bikini. Oh, that is Mr. Furley.
Yeah. We have Three's Company on mute on our TV, but Mr. Furley is wearing a really legit Hawaiian shirt.
It's too legit to quit.
All right, so.
Oh, this is your new glass. Sorry, I thought you were passing it to me.
No,
there we go.
Okay, you got it?
Yep. There we go. What do you need for shot glasses?
No, I'm just thinking we're going to build in the glass.
Oh, okay.
Ounce, half ounce, 3/4 ounce.
Which case I want to clean the glass. I think it's the outside of the glass, actually. And gathering dust. Yeah, that's fine. We keep these inverted, but at the outside, gathers dust.
What would Groucho Marx be drinking? I'm thinking like straight scotch.
Yeah, scotch. Scotch. Blended scotch, but something blended from Singapore.
Yay! Oh, yay! I'm so glad we'll see you before Ohana. Yes.
Please. Please. Absolutely. It could happen again, but I'm not saying anything at all.
No.
To the universe. Zip.
Nope.
Zip it.
Nope.
After
Everyone
all,
be careful out there.
I've been inoculated. Hello.
Everyone be careful out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. What's the name considered old man beers? Oh, Hams, Blatz. Oh, Lisa's asking about old man beers.
Hams, Blatz,
Yangling,
Olympia, Rolling Rock. That's only 5.
Do they make Rolling Rock anymore?
Rolling Rock's still being made. It's being made by Anheuser. Okay. Let's keep going. Pabst Blue Ribbon is your classic old man beer right there. How about Genesee Cream Ale? How about Genesee
National
Flagship?
Bohemian?
How about Natty Boh from Baltimore? Not actually made in Baltimore anymore. How about Narragansett from New England, baby?
Yes, Gansett.
Definitely.
Gansett.
How about Dixie? Did I mention Olympia? I think Rainier is still being made. Definitely. How about Schmitz? Yeah.
I was about to say Schmitz.
Yep. Schmitz is a real classic old man. How about Knickerbocker? Oh, I'm sorry. That hasn't been made in about 30 years.
I was going to say, like, where the hell are you getting that?
No, Knickerbocker's gone. That's too bad. But I had an inkling the other day that Rheingold was still being made, and if somebody can prove that, that'd be great. Now, that's an old man beer.
It was up until fairly
years ago.
Recently, but I haven't seen Rheingold.
If you can still get Schaefer, no, that's definitely a contender. My favorite of all of these is still Ballantine. Ballantine Ale, still being made by Pabst. That's an old man beer.
Lone Star? Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's a good contender.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Obviously, we are the champions of such things because we run the Old Man Beer Challenge at Ohana at the lake every year. And we will do it again. It's going to be a little different this year. It might involve ale.
Let's see
where we get to. We have 4 excellent contenders.
So start training your livers right now.
They are qualified.
The Old Man Ale Challenge.
Absolutely. Christine is right on target with Hams.
Hams, exactly.
The beer refreshing.
Oh, Keystone. All right. Keystone. I haven't had Keystone, Peter, but I think you're right.
Is it made in quantity and is it cheap? That's an old man beer.
Hams for sure.
Yeah. I forget who actually makes Keystone. It's one of the majors. It's either Coors or Anheuser or Anheuser is actually InBev.
If only I had my hands on a computer.
Now, we'd be able to tell what's going on with what, but yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think. I'm really fond of the local brands that are still hanging on, so that's why I keep naming all of these other ones, because obviously, like, Miller Lite sounds like an old man beer.
For the first search is, why is Keystone beer so cheap?
It's beer in the value segment.
The value segment. I love that. Is Coors Light and Keystone the same? Oh, okay, so it's brewed by Coors Brewing Company. Both beers share a similar can, if not the exact same dimensions.
But Coors is generally more expensive. Coors Light is generally more expensive than Keystone Light. Okay, all of you Coors Light drinkers, if you want to save a buck.
You beer snobs, if you want to be like, oh.
What you need to do.
I drink Coors Light and not Keystone.
What you need to do is do the big taste test between Coors Light and Keystone Light and say, can I tell? And if you can't, then maybe you need to actually think
Peter
about it.
says it was very available and cheap in the early 90s. Yeah, I can see why.
Black Label. That's an old man beer. Carling.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And when we did the North of the Border Challenge, I was positive I could get it in the States, and I could not. But it is absolutely being made north of the border. Certainly. For that matter, a lot of Canadian beer fits the old man beer profile. I mean, you're thinking about things like Labatt's. You're thinking about things like Moosehead, perhaps. Yeah.
Christy's asking, do you remember the generic white cans with the black brand beer? Yes, we do. That's very Repo Man, actually.
Yeah, there's two things I think of when I think of beer. I think of A, Repo Man, because there's all the generic products. At one point, he's drinking something in a can. Well, he's usually being thrown a can called beer when he's at the repo facility. Hey, kid, you want a beer? He's like, yeah, sure. And they throw him a beer. And then when he's at home, he reaches into the refrigerator and pulls out a can that says food. And he just starts eating from the can called food. The repo really captures that era particularly. But I remember in the era when you had a whole aisle in the supermarket that had all the generic products. And they had beer. And the one time that I just decided, I need to buy beer. I need to buy beer. I go to the counter and they say, you got ID?
It's because you were buying generic beer.
And I actually was not of appropriate age at the time.
Molson. Oh, love Repo Man. I feel like putting Repo Man on right now. We own Repo Man, and I feel like watching it right now.
Not only do we own Repo Man, but
we've got to do a live Repo Man video.
Back in the period, I bought the soundtrack on LP, and you bought it on a cassette tape, and we have both of those. We were playing the cassette recently while I did the fun steps.
I know. All right, so we've got to do a Cord Jester video and
Repo Man.
A Repo Man video.
So I never actually bought beer. But I did actually buy rock and roll beer because I found that, and I was of age, and I bought the damn stuff, and I got to tell you, that was terrible. Oh, but beer was made at the time, I believe, by Falstaff. Falstaff was driving all the local beer distributors into the ground. So this was the bottom of the barrel, was beer.
Yeah, beer.
Whereas there was a period in the 60s when Falstaff was a really big brand and probably pretty good. Well, that was then. What are we doing for the fifth Stooge? Hey, you knuckleheads, come on, you're yakking around when we're getting dry.
All right, I guess we're doing this. I feel like we've been going for over 2 hours. It's time to go, but...
Oh, shucks.
But, all right.
Are you still here? It's time for another drink.
All right. Fifth Stooge. Okay.
Oh, well, I'm still standing.
Bourbon.
Isn't back of me? Perhaps. Bourbon from Cooperstown Distillery.
I hear noises outside. Hold on one sec.
Well, the doors are locked. I'm not concerned.
If I don't come back...
then this broadcast is over. I'm just saying. So we happen to have everyday bourbon from Cooperstown Distillery. I think I actually just gifted a good friend with a different bottle of Cooperstown product. And we tried this, and it is actually very nice stuff. I think this is coming to you at about 90 proof. Yeah, 90 proof. which means you can use a little less of it. This can withstand some dilution. Very nice flavor out of this. There's a lot of New York bourbon being made these days. You think, oh, does that have to be made in Kentucky? Not legally, no. So, what would you put into this drink?
It's a skateboarder. For those of you worried about our safety, it's a skateboarder.
Not concerned about him.
Yeah.
Got a good quote about him, but anyway.
Yeah, no, I was like, what the heck is going on out there? It's someone skateboarding.
So what would you put into the Stooge?
I think we need to add an ounce of bourbon.
Okay. So that would be this guy.
Full ounce.
Pony.
One Oz bourbon.
I don't think Oz is tuned in tonight. Sorry about that, folks. That was very clumsy and I spilled. Ugh. Boy.
Test.
That's why I have a paper towel to my left so I can mop this stuff up.
Do you have some cleaning fluid?
This is cleaning fluid.
It might be sticky.
It's 90 proof.
Saying.
This is cleaning fluid.
Just saying. Have you ever seen a horror movie? Never go explore a weird sound on your own. I was in my house, so like I wasn't too worried. It was a skateboarder.
We know that skateboarder, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. I would have just, if it was anything really bad, if it was the zombie apocalypse, I would have just shoved the door closed.
Start screaming and away we go from there.
Well, screaming doesn't help. We've all learned that screaming doesn't help. But...
That actually sounded to me like a quote from Repo Man. I'm thinking of the guy who works in the yard there, who pulls a little tree out of every one of the cars, and he's like, you find one in every car. You know, spontaneous human combustion. Every year, hundreds of people just burst into flames.
Elizabeth says, Repo Man and Cora's Banquet Beer. And Lisa says, when they ask Errol for ID, he lifts the cap, and is that good enough?
You got carded recently, and she demanded to see your card.
Oh my God, she demanded to see my ID. I'm like, really?
Are you serious? Okay, fine.
I wasn't giving her grief.
No,
I was just like, are you completely serious right now?
I mean, me right now at my appearance, I'm not trying to hide anything, folks. It's like
Are you completely serious?
If I'm buying old man beer, there's more than a little.
I should have made a live video. I should have done like the kids and hold on, let me set up my phone. All right. Ask me for my ID again. I need proof.
I need proof that somebody's active for my ID. This is all great stuff. We still haven't made this.
Draws attention to yourself.
Which reminds me of all these shows we watch where they say at a certain age you're invisible. You can do anything. You know, you have a superpower.
Oh my gosh, that was like on
steal stuff. You know,
Grace and Frankie.
Yeah.
When they were trying to get cigarettes and they could not get the store clerk to give them attention. So she just steals them.
She just grabbed it and walked out the damn joint.
She have a superpower.
No one's paying attention to us.
Because the store clerk was so busy flirting with a 16-year-old that he didn't notice the old ladies were stealing cigarettes. So, yeah. You know,
there's just a level of truth in this, which is still very Repo Man. All right, what are we doing with this drink? This beer's getting warm.
We got, hold on, an ounce of bourbon.
Ounce of bourbon. I need to sample this to make sure it's still an ounce of bourbon.
Has it transmogrified into gin or tequila?
No, it's bourbon.
Okay, good.
I
Happy
did
to hear it.
Yeah, I did prove that, though. So what else goes into this sort of thing?
I think we should use some lime, because we haven't used any lime.
So we're going to use the damn lime, damn it. Okay, how much?
Half ounce.
I got a half ounce measure right here.
Okay.
You notice how I'm pulling these shot glasses from my left, and I'm grabbing the correct one every time. That's because I know my shot glasses.
All right, I'm still thinking about our correspondent who was talking about making that whole bandolier with the shot glasses. You know, the toolbox with just like a ratchet set. That's brilliant, by the way. I love that. That's very Harbor Freight. You could co-brand with them. So, I happen to have bourbon and sour. It's a little tart right now. Yeah.
Could use a little something to balance that out.
I feel like the fifth Stooge should have, like, I don't know, some grease in it or something.
Something icky. Well, what else
Why?
might be
Put
there?
it in a coconut. Oh. Put it in every car. I love it.
Put the lime in the coconut and you drink them both up.
Yeah.
And apparently it's supposed to be a digestive because it's supposed to make you feel better. The doctor says to do that.
Okay. We need peach juice.
I can get that.
Not too much.
Yep, just
Not
enough.
too much. We don't want this to be too cocktailian because it is a Stooge cocktail. I think the Stooges would just be drinking beer or a shot. But we're trying to make this palatable. So, milk punch. Oh, Doug says milk punch. Instant milk punch. Milk punch is a good idea too. Just saying.
So, peach nectar. We happen to have Bio Nature Organic Peach Nectar. Well, that's a lot fancier than your Stooges.
Well, that's way too fancy. Oh, Christy says shots.
T-Bird!
Thunderbird. We looked for Thunderbird.
A few years back, we couldn't find it. It's off the market. Oh, why?
Was it off the market, or could you only get it in like Oregon? It was crazy.
It was
like
tough.
we looked for Thunderbird.
We were looking for bum wine. We couldn't find it.
Yeah.
This is insane. We settled on MD. So we actually did get some
bum
MD at the time.
wine site still up? I gotta look.
Check it out. How much of this stuff do you want? Okay, coming your way. Got a very good peach nectar here. You can probably find a few peach nectars in your
All
supermarket.
right, I'm gonna oh it's
It's happening.
it's still up.
Cisco. It's got T-Bird
This
listed right there,
site is
baby.
so old, but I'm gonna
Why,
share it with you
why,
guys
Irish
because it
Rose?
is the best. So hilarious. $2 Chuck. I love $2 Chuck.
Currently, I believe $2 Chuck will cost you about $45.
$4. No,
it's inflation.
like $4, but
It's $4 Chuck. Yeah, hilarious.
I'm gonna share
It's
bum
pretty good
wine,
actually for red wine.
because if you haven't looked at the bum wine site, get ready to miss half of your work day tomorrow because
I'm going to
bum
chill
wine
that
is the
because
best. Wait, you did how much peach juice? Peach juice?
it's actually listed as peach nectar. Peach nectar, half ounce.
Half ounce.
Want to get the right product, so when you go looking for it, you can squeeze your peach whichever way you want it, or
Now,
you can just buy the bottle with the stuff.
Combine a cocktail glass.
I'm getting a cold.
Filling with chilled ale?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So we got to say chilled ale.
Out of a can, of course.
Well, I'm sorry. Where would you like it from?
The Stooges might have had to resort to bottles. Wow.
Like, oh, I'm sorry. I can't. Like, making demands.
Your drink?
It's kind of diva-esque. Just saying. I love this. Call me a Stooge.
As a complete aside, we mixed up
Call me a Stooge, but I love that.
the fifth Stooge by demand.
I kind of want him to make me one right after this.
Well, I got a half a can of beer. I could do that.
Hey, squeeze your own peaches, Christy said. I love that.
Damn it. You can make nectar out of whatever fruit you got, kicking it on your backyard, or if you just go into your
Skid
local
Row
orchard and
only in
buy
Los
some.
Angeles is bum wine term. No, Skid Row is a real thing, but
In
but
near
you got to look at the bum wine site because that is hilarious.
in good old New York City, the Skid Row used to be called the Bowery, and it was really Skid Row. Currently, the Bowery rents are well in excess of what you might consider Skid Row. So I got to question that, but they probably still think of it that way. I don't think there's a single inch of Manhattan real estate that is anywhere outside of rent that you would consider outrageous.
Why was I in New York that I was driving up the Bowery recently?
Driving up the Bowery?
Yeah.
Wow. I was driving up the east side, the FDR
no, I don't
recently.
think I was with you. I don't think I was with you, but I was.
It was very early, and it really wasn't that bad.
No, I wasn't with you, but I was driving. I'm like, we went up Bowery, and like I just thought that wow, this has changed a lot from when I lived here.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Since we lived in Brooklyn.
Nuts, but
speaking of Brooklyn, speaking of the Stooges, so we're still enjoying the fifth Stooge.
I want a fifth Stooge. Is
Well,
MD 2020 on the list? I think they do talk about MD.
What, in Bumwine? MD is a classic Bumwine.
Yep.
Recall that the MD in MD 2020 is in fact Morgan David.
Lisa says, would love to send out so many legs, hearts, etc. We can't get through the bars in the jail cell. I know.
Oh, you lousy screws! You gotta grab your tin can and rattle it among your bars. Maybe they'll pay attention then. Oh.
I want one of those. I want a fifth Stooge.
Well, all right
that was
then.
Good. This one's on vacation this week. I'm not officially on vacation, but I don't have any bookings lined up for the rest of the week.
At work, they call it paid time off.
PTO.
Mm-hmm.
He's on PTO.
I'm on PTO for good reason because we're working on stuff. We're making it happen.
So I could have a fifth Stooge.
Without any ill effects whatsoever.
Well, I'm not going to say there won't be ill effects. But
Yuck. All right, here we go.
Night Train. We looked into all of these. We wanted to get bum wine, and none of our local stores sold anything except MD. So finally, in desperation, we bought MD because it was like, this is for art. We want to make a video. And we bought MD, and it was awful.
Big surprise. It's the bottom of the barrel in terms of wine. I gotta tell you though, ask your local musician, and Shehi will tell you all about bum wine.
Awful. Paul's been taking care of business.
The thing is that Night Train, among other things, is a really classic R&B song. There's a great version by James Brown and the Famous Flames. Buddy Morrow had a big hit with Night Train. It's a great song. And at the end of the day, were they talking about the bum wine or not? I don't know. This is a bunch of musicians, folks. Who can tell? Can't say I've had Night Train itself. I have had Thunderbird in my time. It was pretty lighter fluidy. If you're really desperate.
You've had Night Train?
No, I've had Thunderbird.
You've had Thunderbird?
I've had Thunderbird.
When?
Can we take me back about 30 years? Yes.
But high school or college?
Oh, college years, of course. I didn't drink. I did not drink until I was 18.
I want to know. Of course, the drinking age was 21. But,
yes.
But I want to know the circumstances of.
I knew a lot of musicians who were very broke. They bought what they could.
Oh. I've got to say, I would. We got the comments of the best. I've got to say, I have to sneeze. MD 2020 is horrible. Yes, Lisa, it is awful. Hold on.
Take care of yourself.
Pardon me.
Let me find a large chunk of ice because this needs to be a lot colder than it is.
I didn't want to sneeze on camera.
That'll do. Boop. And
I was going to say something important.
We need the
about
peach.
MD.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Lime, peach, bourbon. This is much better bourbon than you should be throwing in here, by the way.
All of my... I had comments, and they were good. I can't remember them now.
Keep talking. You'll remember your comments. But definitely.
It's about MD and...
MD, normally referred to...
I've lost it. It's gone.
Normally referred to as Mad Dog.
It's gone forever.
Well, you know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
Anyway, no doubt. Wink, wink. No.
We mix these fun things because you might not.
Brooklyn is gentrified. It is.
The last time I lived in Brooklyn, that neighborhood was a little bombed out. That was so long ago that the last time we visited there, which itself was so long ago, that there was like 3 pizzerias and there was these large condos. And
I know.
There's like clubs and stuff. What happened? When I lived here, this was a shooting gallery.
I know.
Yeah, that was then. Times change. You know they do. At the end of the day, I probably should have just bought where I was and I'd be a millionaire now.
I wish I could remember what I was going to say because it was really good. But no. Mm-mm.
Okay. Oh, there. Phil with your 12 for sale.
He's so good.
You requested
was
a
it
fifth
something
Stooge?
about vacation? I don't know.
Give it a stir. Gently. And, hey there, knucklehead, enjoy your Stooge.
Thanks. The other one's gone.
Oh, it's such a shame.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
My other one's gone.
I gotta do something over here.
Oh.
Enjoy your Stooge. I'm enjoying my Stooge.
Enjoy your Stooge. How many times in my life have I wanted to hear those words?
My Stooge.
Enjoy your Stooge.
I think that, like
oh, night, Pat. Oh.
Night. Thank you for tuning in. I know this is pretty late for you.
Oh. Well, thank you, Gettysburg, ma'am. I'm so happy you're here. I think we gotta log off soon. Because we've been going for a couple of hours.
Well, I still have half a
I'm
drink,
happy
so
you're
I'm good
here
for a while.
and welcome. So, why, yada. Oh.
My wise guy.
I feel like we need to do a court jester video and a Stooges.
I think I need to send a 12-pack of 12 for sale to Amy because I think she'd like it a lot. This is actually very good.
Oh, yeah. MD 2020 is
horrible. What can I say about bum wine?
There's no way to make it good either.
We really tried in an episode a long time ago.
We tried to make it good and like,
It's rough stuff. Rough trade.
Rough trade.
The fellows that I knew who would actually drink MD or Thunderbird. I remember one of them at one point discovered that you could go to the local beer distributor on Long Island and pick up 2-liter bottles of Watney's Red Barrel. English beer. English old man beer. It was this cheap lager, kind of sweet.
Ken, are you still here?
Yeah, and it was cheaply made then and cheaply made now. And this was really hot stuff for all the musicians. Oh boy. I remember at the time your best bet was then and still is Foster's because it came in these huge cans. Yeah. So if you're trying to get like a little beer going on, pretty cheap. Yeah, it's still pretty cheap.
Still pretty cheap. Oh my gosh, I walked by the liquor store at the train station the other day and no one was in there.
Oh.
Like all the employees were just like kind of talking amongst themselves and I thought, that's not right.
You felt like buying something just to like give them something to do.
I kind of did, but I didn't go in.
Because just a few years ago when this was a hopping train station.
Christy says, definitely more than Arthur. I'll have a picture of martinis. I love Arthur. I was just looking up a quote from Arthur the other day. 407 hours ago.
Our forefathers brought forth upon this continent some cheap liquor, which we need to correct now via the Constitution. You know? This is funny because we're talking about Lincoln, who himself, I think he indulged a little.
Oh.
Not necessarily a hard-drinking man. Apparently, at one point when he was informed that General Grant was a lush, he said, find out his brand of bourbon. I'd like to provide that to my other generals. And that's a pretty acid comment on the quality of his generals. And, of course, I was trying to do a little Roosevelt there, who was very patrician. When he got into office, he was apparently trying to reintroduce the martini to America. And he thought he was the stuff. We have it on pretty good authority from a documentary that his martinis were terrible. But yeah, I don't know why they were terrible, so I can't tell you.
Oh no, I started a Gettysburg thing. I love it.
That's a thing.
I love a Gettysburg thing.
Our forefathers brought forth upon this continent.
Oh, Doug says, after I was in the creative juices pour, we gotta do an after hours thing. I keep thinking about it. Like, I don't know. Like, I've been so busy up till now, and now I find myself with time on my hands. So, maybe next week.
Think about how to do these things. We just pour until,
Maybe next week. And I don't think tonight, but next week.
It would be hard to get together a Zoom meeting right now, but we could.
Doesn't have to be Zoom.
No, it doesn't have to be Zoom. That's for sure.
No, it could be Twitch, or what else are the kids doing these days?
I don't know. My company is abandoning WebEx from Cisco, so I can't recommend that. But let's see. I'm thinking about such things because we're still mixing with bourbon, classic American liquor, of course.
What is it? Barroom entrepreneurs. I love it.
Yeah, right.
Yep. We need a.
Stop that.
Nothing was in there.
This is still really good.
Nothing was in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Nothing was in there.
We need a venue. Twitch. Wait, we heard about another one. Discord.
I don't
know.
What's there?
Anyone out there who knows about these things, message us, because I don't have time to figure it out. So let us know what we should do. What
is the appropriate messaging venue where we might actually go live and invite you?
Bedrock, Twitch. And Bedrock, Twitch. I remember that. We need an idea. Mm-hmm. I don't know. We need to hire someone. Be in charge of this.
In charge of the tech. At this hour,
I can't.
I'm kind of done. We spent all this time getting this together.
I know.
Set up lights. I set up lights.
Yeah, I know. I just want to watch Three's Company on Pluto.
Yeah, Pluto TV. Make it happen.
Anyway.
Yep.
Oh! Have you guys seen Anna Miller's Love Witch? No! Where is it?
Halloween,
let us know where it is.
Which is coming up in no time.
I know, because Helen's going to be here any second.
Oh, brother.
Wait.
Well, definitely.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Christy is saying, brandy, anyone have a favorite? Why, yes, we do.
You mean mixing drinks with brandy?
Just a brandy. A brandy.
Oh, a brandy?
It's over there.
We'll put it this way. Do you grab that bottle of brandy with a little dust on it and you say, oh, here's the 40-year-old brandy, that kind of thing? Or do you grab brandy to mix with? Our mixing brandy?
Our mixing brandy
is usually Rennell. This is a French brandy. It is aged. It is not the top shelf product, but you can do a lot with it. And it is a very reasonable price. And this is where we turn for a sidecar. Great stuff. Actually, straight up on the rocks, it's got a nice flavor.
It's probably got like 0 stars. I'm going to find it.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, no, it actually has a lot of stars. All right.
Oh, yeah. That's the same stuff. 3 eau de vie sourced from the most famous French wine regions.
Hold on.
Oh. The price is really good.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Total Wine is actually listing a very good price on it right now.
All right. This is our mixing brandy because we don't actually sip brandy. So she's a fine girl. I always think of that, Amy. I always think she's a fine girl.
And the next line, what a good wife she would be. That's a little condescending, but that was the era.
Oh, Michael says, I'll let you know offline. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Intrigued.
Yep. There is always PMs, after all.
Hold on. So instead of Playboy After Dark, it's Velveteen After Dark. I love that idea, honestly.
That means I need to go grab the smoking jacket and say, so anyway, here we are with our boys in the studio.
We can take turns falling asleep. You just
Hilarious.
handle this while I sleep, and then I'll handle it while you
We need
sleep.
like bands to play. We need like somebody at the bar. We need like we need Cy Coleman at the piano. Hey, I'm just gonna
I know.
noodle
I'm
around,
gonna go
blah,
take
blah,
a
blah.
quick lie down while he plays.
There were actually two Playboy shows at the time. There was Playboy's Penthouse from about 1960. You can find some of these up on YouTube. These are fascinating. They're a lot of fun. You can find people on there like, what am I thinking of? Comedians appeared on that show. Because Playboy supported that sort of thing. And then around 1969, Playboy After Dark. That's the one that got a lot more attention, and it was syndicated pretty well. And a lot of rock groups appeared on there, and comedians, and whatnot. I think we saw Louis Nye on Playboy After Dark, that kind of stuff. And it's all about cocktails and hi-fi and music.
Oh,
and
good night,
lifestyle.
Peter. I know. We're going to sign off soon, too.
I know. Of course.
It's been a night. This has been great. We've met some new people. This has been super fun. I hope you'll come back.
I don't necessarily intend to go past a couple of hours, but we're still here. We're still going. I'm still standing. So
I was going to say, we're still standing.
Heck, folks.
Stamina.
And we're talking about these fun things. I'm trying to remember.
We were talking about the Olympics earlier. I'm like, we're still standing after all these drinks.
I think Playboy's Penthouse featured Lenny Bruce.
Lost my phone, though.
That's very fun, very period, very cool. That's very 1960. Your phone didn't go too far.
I can see the... Oh, it's behind you.
Yep.
Okay. Got it.
There you go.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying.
Whereas Playboy After Dark featured the Grateful Dead. That's the difference right there. But that ran for a couple of years. I think
60s variety shows were the best. Oh, lovely to meet you, Christy. We would love to see you again. So
come on by. From at this point onward, we should be here Wednesdays.
Gettysburg Ma'am is asking, are you live every Wednesday? Yes, we are live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Mm-hmm. So thank you for joining us, and we are live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
But of course.
Just looking at the comments about brandy.
I'm trying. There's some really good brandies in the market.
You got some beer right there.
I happen to have such things that keep going.
So, yay! To everyone who joined us this evening, it's wonderful to see you. Yes, we will be here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So
from now on, until conditions change.
Gettysburg Ma'am says, I shall return. Well, we will love to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fantastic. This has been the After Hours. Also a good Twilight Zone episode.
The After Hours.
Yeah. We've been mixing with some fun stuff. We mixed the 5th Stooge. That was the Beyond the Drinks drink. It's actually really good. Recommended.
We got to do a court jester video coming up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what was the other one?
Repo Man.
Repo Man video.
That means I have to source beer.
I know. We got to do generic.
Black text on white. Oh.
It's usually blue, but that's okay. We'll let that go. Oh, Lisa says next week I should be out of jail. Well,
finally!
Yay! We're all for that.
I recommend that they release you from jail. Not that my opinion means
Amy
too much.
says, I'm so glad we have this time together. I'm going to cry.
Oh.
I love Carol Burnett. She's the best. Yes, Carol Burnett.
Her show.
Let's talk beer next. Yes. Oh.
Shall we talk about beer?
I love it. I love it. Oh, you guys.
We are here late because of you, and we're here, period, because of you.
Yes.
Otherwise, I'm just yakking at a wall.
It's a good wall, but nevertheless.
Yeah, it's lovely, but so what? If I can't talk to people, what the hell? But you showed up. We're talking to you. Some of you we will see live in no time. And some of you are a little further afield, and we will see you when we can, because we love you all.
Joe, break for Lisa. Lisa, there's a call for jailbreak for Lisa on YouTube. So
Hashtag jailbreak for Lisa.
saying, I want you to know that
Make it a thing.
That movement is happening.
Make it a thing. Maybe you can give them a little trouble. Maybe they'll double think why they put you in jail. I think it's unjust. And maybe you can rattle some cages and make it happen.
Hi, Ryan. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You people, I didn't even know we're here.
People are watching on all sorts of platforms.
I'm gonna cry.
But here we are.
We love you.
In our little abode here at the kitchen, we mix so you don't have to. But if it's good, you might want to.
You might want to.
As always, thank you so much for tuning in. It's a crazy Thursday. No, it's a Wednesday again.
Wednesday. We're back to Wednesday. We're back to Wednesday.
I kind of love the Wednesdays.
Hashtag free Lisa. Oh my gosh. Lisa, you've become a hashtag. Hashtag free Lisa. Oh,
everybody here right now,
love it.
Hit that hashtag free Lisa. Hit it hard.
Oh,
I know. Facebook doesn't give a flyer.
You have friends.
Whatever. Push them hard anyway.
Hashtag free Lisa.
If anybody could make some serious trouble
have
for
a
Facebook
great
on
evening,
this,
you too,
I say do it.
Gettysburg Man. Hope to see you again.
But it has been so fantastic to see you on a Wednesday night at this hour.
Yes.
On the West Coast, it's a little early. On the East Coast, no, it's...
Yeah, the East Coast.
On there. But it's not so bad for a Wednesday, as it turns out. The simple fact is I'm still working from the remote office. That's actually this standing desk right here.
And he still has a job.
And it works. It works. Perhaps you're doing the same. And if so, we're so glad you could tune in. We will see you in 7 days, no less. If you have any ideas and things to throw at us, please PM us. We'll go from there.
What you need, Jazz.
But it is still awesome to see you here in our space. And as always, wherever you are, whatever you do, take care. Please be safe. It's kind of difficult these days, but we